Welcome everyone to another episode of Radio Sentai Castranger.
Ooh, hello!
It's a very interesting combination tonight. It's just Lane and I here in the room all by our lonesomes.
Good. It's torture. I'm just kidding.
And joining us over Discord is a whole bunch of people.
A lot of fans are listening too.
Whoops, I knocked
Oh,
over
yeah.
Knocked over my
Hey!
bottle, bitch.
your full bottle?
Hey everyone!
Oh yeah, Mercury Caster's here.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that guy.
yeah.
You know,
Oh,
not
he
one of the
just came
founding
up-
members of Caster.
Yeah, not the one who just asked everyone to do a podcast together, and then they all said no, and then I pestered them for about a month, and they all said fine.
We gave you your recognition in episode 100. What more do you want?
That was like 40 episodes ago. Fuck you.
60 something.
Yeah.
Actually, what episode is this? I keep forgetting.
168?
164, I think.
Or it's something like that.
Let me double check because I should know that.
Wait, let's go to the releases and let's find out.
164.
Yeah, it's
164.
Yay!
5 away from episode 1, yes.
Whoever gives a shit, tell us what Pokemon that is.
I think it's
Episode-
Noctowl?
Noctowl, I think.
Yeah, it's
Episode-
Noctowl, my favorite flying type!
You said that about Hoot last week!
Okay,
Well,
whatever.
Noctowl
You really do love everything is your favorite.
No, I
Fucking
don't.
Christ.
No, I don't.
See, that's the reason why I hate Lane. Is everything is his favorite.
Not true.
That's
That's his
like
new catchphrase.
99% true.
No.
Everything's my favorite. Pinkester Lane!
Okay, I want everyone to go through all the Castranger episodes and get clips of Lane saying, that's my favorite. I guarantee you, by the 5th time he says it, you will fucking run out of hard drive space.
Can I please make a new roll call that says everything's my favorite?
Sure.
Yes!
I don't think you
alright.
could pay anyone enough to
I
do
gotta do
that.
this quickly.
I guess in order for us to do that, we have to cue the roll call!
Oh, hey, wait a second. I have a sponsor for this episode.
What? We don't have sponsors.
We had a sponsor right in the Hyper Battle video.
Viper Viper?
Viper. Hey, Drunk David is showing up, okay? Let me say
Is
this.
he our sponsor?
No, Drunk David got us a sponsor, and tonight's episode is brought to you by Trojan Condoms. Because you need to know the difference between who's your daddy and who is the daddy.
Oh boy.
Cue the roll call.
We're live!
Connect.
Loading.
Watching all the anime. Redcaster, Show Raven.
Equipment Wielder, Bluecaster, Cheetah Zazil.
Everything's my favorite.
Pinkcaster, Lane.
Raining from the capital. Mercury Caster. Overkill.
Captain of the Milky Sea, Baby Caster, Princeman.
From Royal to Ranger, Orange Caster, Noble.
Broadcasting loud and opinionated perspectives across the internet.
Radio Sentai Castranger.
On air.
No! Ex-Aid's over!
You
You
sound
do the
so
Mario Game Over
heartbroken.
thing.
So,
I
this
just-
week we are talking about the Ex-Aid finale, episode 45. We are also talking about Kyuranger episode 27. And we will not have an actual feature topic this week, aside from our discussion on the Ex-Aid series in general.
Oh yeah.
And if you want to get a prelude of what we're going to say,
Part
up to
1,
a certain part, up to part 1, before the dramatic data loss, you can go ahead and watch that episode, and that will also be in the description below.
the Castranger Hyper Battle video, number 1.
Yeah, see, we had a Televicoon special and now a Hyper Battle video. I don't know what's next. You guys like a superhero
we
Tyson
need a
video?
Star Wars.
A V Cinema.
Oh, we gotta do a V. No, because we can say that a V Cinema was the episode 100.
No, I would call that the summer movie.
No, because it always has to be like a character who's not like around anymore. Just like so, it needs to be a Mercury Caster V Cinema.
Oh God. Okay. Well, when
And
we start making actual money and you can pay for my trip up, I'll go.
And since it's a V Cinema, there has to be blood and or nudity.
Yeah, so it just needs to be like a found footage of you just filming yourself for like an hour and a half, David.
No,
what?
the found footage is the net movies.
Yeah.
No, the V Cinema will just be an entire, like, day's worth, like, a day through the life of David, but just in a span of an hour and a half. It's just you at a computer for an hour and a half, just playing a game.
Just yelling at Scrubs.
Fuck!
Yelling at Scrubs on Overwatch.
Yeah. Or just yelling at Scrubs, the show.
Or just yelling at Gar.
Alright, well anyways, let's start with Kyuranger first. Yoshalaki!
No!
Ow, my ear again.
I'm sorry,
Speaking of
Crunch.
Yosha Lucky's, yet another week with none.
Yeah, because it's serious shit.
Well-
Also, Lucky wasn't really in it.
And by
No.
serious shit, we mean a fucking clip show!
Yeah, So-
I was going to ask, do the ones in the clips, do those count? towards-
No,
Fuck
because those
no.
are flashbacks.
Okay.
We already
We already
recorded them.
recorded those.
Wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
those didn't count.
I was watching the episode. I saw like both Luckies do Yosha Lucky, and I immediately looked over at Ichi. And I'm like, "Don't worry, those don't count."
Oh, trust me, I already watched it beforehand and I did not count them.
good.
So we are still at 225.
Yeah.
So apparently traveling through time takes time. to
Yeah,
do.
cue Doctor Who theme.
So
Okay.
the plot of the episode is that there are stowaway Endeavors on the Orion.
Yeah, and actually, what's cool is we got like a closer look at like their masks that they wear, and they're actually pretty cool. I like them.
And they're actually masks, not their face.
Yeah, and like they apparently prevent them from like talking like fully, so like they're always just like Dabe. So like we hear like a sob story where they're all like, "Oh, we hate Jerk Matter. They're a bunch of fucking assholes and jerks. Jerk Matter."
All overtime and no vacation.
All overtime and no TV Nihon.
All work and no play makes mooks dull and the same.
But yeah, like it was weird for once where we hear mooks complaining that they hate being mooks.
Yeah, that was weird.
Like, we find out it was all a ploy, but, like, still. But yeah, we get some hilarious shit where, like, they're all chasing them down throughout the Orion, and then, like, Rompo's running and trying to catch one, and then he, like, hits his fucking head because he's so tall.
That was funny.
And then, like, at one point he, like, cracks his back or whatever, and his back hurts, like, the rest of the fucking episode.
It's been way too long since we had good Sholon Post slapstick, and this one gave us a healthy serving.
Oh,
Can we talk about the fact that the last, like, 3 Purple Rangers, well, the only Purple Rangers have had fucked up backs?
Well, unless you count, like, Kyoryu Violet.
Well, Killer Violet Male. He had back.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot about him.
It's like
Yeah.
he went to go fight with them,
Is
and
that
then
just
he's
a
like,
thing? Do they just design Purple Rangers to have fucked up backs?
well, Kiki Violet.
No, it's
didn't.
called, they make all the Purple Rangers old men.
yeah,
Except
yeah,
for the
Yeah.
one.
Kiki Violet wasn't old.
he is now.
You're okay.
I've never seen David so immediately disarmed.
Fuck you too then.
Kiki Ranger doesn't count because it was shit!
No, it counts. It's better than Ghost.
I mean, I can't
Why are you
confirm
talking
or
about
deny
fan
that.
fiction?
Because the fucking fan fiction is in an actual movie with something that's actually good.
It's true.
It's in
Well,
2
Toei's-
movies with something that's actually good.
Well, let's be honest, Toei are morons sometimes.
Anyway. So, we get this funny little montage as they round up the other Endeavors with this really rockin' version of the Kyuranger ending. I hope that is on an album.
Yeah.
Wait, so they actually made the Kyuranger ending good?
Kindly Go Fuck Yourself, because I love that song.
Yeah, Crunch. Such a
It's
Kyuranger.
boring as hell.
You're boring as hell.
Well, then I don't need to be here.
You're like, Crunch? Crunch? We don't mean it!
And when they catch the Endeavors, they're like, "Hey, remember me? You kicked my ass that one time!"
Yeah, and then they, like, freeze on footage of, like, Indabay, and they're just like, yeah, see, that's me right there! And I'm like,
One of them was caught in the fucking explosions of Shishi Red's debut. Another one was fucking kicked away by Ogama Sky Blue.
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Those were funny.
And then we got to see, like, their shitty cafeteria in their ship, and I was like, wow, it's so dumb. I actually liked Tsurugi in this episode. I thought he, like, was really badass the whole time.
Yeah, as much as I hate to admit it.
Yeah.
So, there's really not much to say about the episode. It turns out to be a fucking clip show because they have to explain to Tsurugi everything that happened before he showed up. And then they fucking teach the Endeavors about Kyutama while they're interrogating them. Like, I've seen flimsy pretenses for clip shows, but this one is fucking terrible.
Also, Tsurugi gave Lucky the praise that he fucking deserves. And he's like, wow, Lucky is a real badass, isn't he? I'm like, damn fucking right he is. So...
And I just love the moment where Sho Ronpo is, like, taking his turn to explain shit, and then he's like, oh, right, myself! Look at all this shit I did, aren't I awesome? He's not even commentating on himself.
I know. and then we get to Ronpo, and Ronpo is just like, yeah, I became the 11th Kyuranger, and I did all this cool or 10th Kyuranger, I did all this cool shit, and like, look at me doing that, and doing that. And
hey, look,
like,
it's the Megazord, I like that one.
And just like, yeah, I got a sweet ride, and then they're all like, Commander, and he's like, sorry, I'm cool.
So, it turns out that there was a fifth one, a red one, who snuck into the computer room in order to stop them from getting back to the past. And they crash into dinosaur times, which my immediate thought was, wouldn't that have been farther back than where they were going? They were only going back 300 years.
Yeah, and it'd be funny if, like, because they go see, like, a T-Rex and it looks like Gabutira before he became Gabutira.
Or the actual T-Rex from Zyuranger.
Yeah, or fucking, and I was expecting to see, like, Dogold there or something.
Yeah.
But it's an alternate universe, so it doesn't matter.
And then fucking Champ and Stinger, they look at the T-Rex and go, is that Donormon? And Tsurugi's just like, you fucking morons! No!
Well, to give them credit, one's a robot, the other's an alien.
I was about to say, like, I guess these aliens have never seen a dinosaur.
No. Because Donormon could look like
They're
anything under that hood.
aliens.
There isn't a dinosaur planet like there is a fucking scorpion planet and a fucking whatever planet.
I am trying to picture the show in the head of someone who has never seen this, and all I can see is generic gray aliens going to dinosaurs and going, what the fuck are those things?
No. Generic gray aliens, and one of them has a scorpion tail.
Yeah.
Oh, great. One of them's Kamen Rider Scorpion.
Yep.
Yes.
You mean Sword?
That one.
Yes, that one.
So, the Endeavor team tries to get them to split up and fight each other by telling Tsurugi that he shouldn't hang out with these fuck-ups. To which Tsurugi responds beautifully with, yes, they are fuck-ups, but I'm going to drag these cosmic fuck-ups through time and space in order to save the goddamn galaxy.
And, like, all of them kind of just like, oh, okay. And then Ronpo just replies with, I'm still the leader. I hope you all know that.
And then we get the best moment in the
Oh,
episode.
Jesus.
The Daver, the Jark Sentai Go Endeavor. Complete with their own fully animated roll call.
Yeah.
Oh my...
And explosion.
Which they were then startled by immensely.
And it's just like, even with the way it worked, like Don Armage like showed up in the sky above them, snapped his fingers, and everything blew up.
What?
And I'm just like,
It was great.
Exactly.
are you trying to be Torin with the fucking snap?
It was great. And then just like the Kyurangers are so unimpressed with it, they're just like, we're not even gonna transform. We're just gonna kick your ass.
I just love the fact that it was red, blue, black, green, Commander.
Yeah, and then like
Yeah.
no, and then they proceed to do their like personal roll call, and then they do it, and then just Ronpo just cracks his back, falls over when they finish the roll call.
Yeah.
It was fan-fucking-tastic.
That's
It
great.
reminded me of the Tooth Decay episode of Kyuranger where Kyuranger Black just kind of just falls to his knees.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched that.
I like.
Guy,
Well, it reminded me of Kyoru Violet's like Dr. Olshade's
Oh,
first
yeah.
one where he does his thing, and then like the backdrop falls, and like he turns around, he's like, "Huh? What? Shit! Oh shit!"
Take two.
Yeah, it was great. And then they all proceed to fight and like kick their butts, whatever. Like Rampo tries to join in too, and then he just keeps cracking his back, and they're like, "Stop it! You're done!"
And Tsurugi, like, with amazing skill, proceeds to solo both Endeavors by himself. That was fun. That was great to watch.
Yeah. And then yes, yeah, like Tsurugi just transforms. He's like, "No, fuck you all."
Okay, fuck this. Get out of the way if you're on my team.
Phoenix.
Whoosh!
When you go through a campaign with a high level character.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the episode ends with Sho on a fucking stretcher.
Yeah, poor guy. I hope he's not out for the count for like a long time.
I'm kind of wondering if that's gonna be a thing where like Ryu Commander's out of commission because his back gets worse and worse.
I hope that was just a joke for the sake of him. Oh, he's the leader. He's old. Whatever.
Here's how we make this episode tolerable.
Hey, Rampo humor is awesome.
No, I know. I'm just saying that it's so awesome that it made up for how terrible of a clip show this was.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad clip show. I've seen worse.
why do Sentai get clip shows and Kamen Rider doesn't?
Because they think kids are stupid and they don't remember everything.
Which, I mean, they may or may not be right, but
Kamen Rider is also a fucking kid show.
the writing is less so.
Yeah, but Toei recognizes that Kamen Rider has adult fans, so...
Well, I mean, the technical thing behind that is Toei considers that Sentai is actually a kid show, whereas Rider is more targeted towards teens.
Yeah. So, next week's episode of Kyuranger, we resume the fight with Heavy Sky Metal.
Oh yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
I have a question about this series, very quickly.
Uh-huh.
Is the moon still broken?
This isn't an alternate universe, so... No, the moon is quite intact.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
want
they
the moon to be
established
broken.
they established that a while ago with a crossover episode.
I'm sorry, David, but in Zyuohger, when that happened, they never even acknowledged it because they were never aware that Yamato broke a piece out of the moon.
No.
Yeah.
I
just
would
wanted-
just
Someone
Go on.
took that scene, and they just added Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z Bridge. That yeah, someone did that. He goes, MOON!
Trust me, I was very vocal about the moon the entire remainder of Zyuohger.
Stop mocking me! Oh, man.
My nose itches.
Someone's posting shit in the Discord chat.
Oh.
Alright.
Alright, let's get into the real meat and potatoes. Because who gives a shit about Kyuranger when Ex-Aid's fucking
Especially
finished?
this week.
Yep.
Roll the bumper! So, the episode begins with that eternally jarring, creepy smile of Masamune's.
God damn.
Oh,
And he just goes on the whole time just being like, ha ha ha, Ex-Aid can't transform, fuck you.
And he brought up a good point. I was saying last week, like, so they killed Game Diaz, doesn't that mean they cleared Kamen Rider Chronicle? But
Yes.
Masamune pointed out, no, because Nico wasn't there.
Oh, that's true. Because technically,
Nico was the
Cronus
one.
did it. Cronus is technically just a higher level
Cronus
rider
is a power-up for ride players.
Yeah, so he's able to do it. So that's interesting. I didn't think about that. Good observation, Ichi.
Yeah. Speaking of observations, why the fuck does Cronus still have Game Diaz's weapons?
Why not?
Because he was
fused
merged with him.
He
But
fused
they
with
deleted
him.
him!
Or did he?
Yeah,
Just because he unfused doesn't mean that he doesn't have his abilities anymore.
Hey, let's put it this way. Same reason that Nico still has the gun.
Does she?
Yeah, Taiga gave it to her because he didn't need it because he has Bang Bang simulations now.
Which he should have done forever ago.
Yeah, no, she's had the gun for a while and been using it. It's the same reason they can take each other's weapons and hold on to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the show's logo plays off in the corner while everyone but Emu is fighting. And then we get the whole Goran no Sponsor no Tekyo speech while everyone is getting their ass handed to them by Cronus.
I know.
That was funny.
I wish the
It's
grand
just-
sponsor was like life insurance or something. That would have been so perfect.
That would be
Yeah.
fitting, yeah.
Or just like an actual game company. So we get Cronus using pause again, and for the first time, I think, we have it so that he clicks pause, and then we immediately skip ahead to the second he undoes it, with everyone in the middle of being fucked. I really like that, and I wish he'd do that more.
Yeah.
Or rather, at this point, I wish he would have done that
And then
more.
he made it night.
Well, you know why he doesn't? It's Masamune's character. He likes to monologue while no one can hear him.
He just likes, he's the guy who likes to hear the sound of his own voice.
That's it. It's just
More or less, yeah.
If they just skip ahead to when he unpaused it, you wouldn't hear his monologues
But you know,
about murdering everybody.
that scene like really got to me like right after when he did it again, and he was about to kill Emu, and Emu's like, "No, I'm the main character. I have armor."
Okay, but can we appreciate for a minute how much of a fucking JoJo moment that was?
Oh,
Yeah,
What?
okay. I'll give
Mighty
you
Action
that.
X and Chronicle are the same kind of gadget.
That's
Right?
But like, I'm saying,
It's just, oh man, it was
It's-
part 3 JoJo all over
it's
again.
gonna take
that
a long
scene.
time to unpack the bullshit of that scene, but we'll get to it.
but like I see the red in his eyes, and I go, okay, he has like residual infection, right? That's what I thought. And I was like-
residual. Then you see the end of the episode.
Yeah,
you
no,
go,
we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Doesn't
Well,
matter.
there's still stuff
We
to
don't
talk
need to
about
keep
before
it in
we get
order.
to that scene, if we're gonna go in order.
Yeah. But
So-
like,
So
yeah.
after his pause attack, Cronus uses the fucking whip tail on the Game Day shield to knock everyone out of their forms, and all of the gadgets they're currently using fall like a couple of feet off to the side, including Emu, when the stupid bastard just chooses to fucking run right at Cronus, trying to punch him
Yeah.
while unhensioned, and
Yeah.
then he drops Maximum Mighty X and Hyper Muteki.
Yeah.
And I guess they were like just out of reach because for the remainder of the scene, no one feels like walking over a couple of feet to pick up their strongest gadgets.
Nope.
So then, yeah, pause turns into night. Cronus is about to actually slash Emu to death, and then Tensai Gamer M kicks in, which I guess has evolved because he was never able to use Tensai Gamer M to surpass the pause ability, but now he does.
yeah,
And he proceeds.
Well, like I
bullshit
said,
protagonist power.
Yeah.
like I said, it could be a million things, but at the same time, I think this whole episode was just a moment of Toei said, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool if?"
Here's the thing, you
and
know,
just threw all of its rules out the fucking window.
I'm willing to give this a pass for one reason. Bugsters, when they die, they come back stronger. So it could be plausible that when Palad, who's already quote-unquote max level, dies and comes back, he comes back with the new ability to subvert
God.
pause.
Wait, if that's the case, then how
side.
come Dan isn't like an actual god?
Yeah.
Think about it. He's died 100 fucking times already.
Because this is a case of Dan is a Bugster, whereas this is a case of Emu being infected by a Bugster.
Mhm.
Also,
So
actually,
wait, does
I
that
think
mean that Emu is like a Saiyan then?
Who the fuck knows?
I
Hyper
don't know.
Muteki is
I think-
basically Super Saiyan.
the flip side of that, Dave?
Yeah.
Let's just put it this way: it's Bugster actually went down and got brought back the regular way, versus Dan just programmed a freaking thing into his system so that he keeps coming back regardless.
Yeah.
So I think
yeah.
he
It's the same
skips
power
the
level,
act-
just 99 lives.
Yeah, he just skips the process of coming back the actual Bugster way.
Yeah.
So he just stays the same consistently.
Okay.
So after Emu gets out of
And on the
pause...
flip side, before we move on here,
Okay.
I want to offer a theory I just kind of thought up as to why Emu was suddenly able to beat Pause.
Aside
What
from my
happened?
theory,
When did Pallid die?
last episode,
Yeah, exactly. Who was he fighting?
KMDS.
Game Juice.
Remember what that moment when Graphite infected with Gamdeus's virus beat Pause?
Interesting.
How much you want to bet that the actual excuse here is that Pallid took a little bit of the Gamdeus virus with him when he took him down, and
I like
when
that.
when he got reinfected with Pallid afterwards, that kind of kicked in a little bit.
Which
You
is
guys are
really
all saying Game Deuce wrong, by the way, just so you guys know.
Which is really fucked up when you think about the fact that Cronus is supposed to be the thing that beats Game Deus, not the other way around, which they've constantly subverted these last few episodes.
But hey, it's a thing that they've done, therefore.
Sure.
Hey,
If they said it, I'd be willing to accept that theory.
No, I thought
it's just a theory.
I thought it was
a
cool.
game theory.
I thought it was cool seeing Emu like punch the fucking pause screen.
That's what I was about to mention. Emu does a thing that someone should have fucking done 20 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Punch the fucking belt! Break the screen! Wow, I was so happy!
Yeah.
Well, they did do that. When he
10 episodes ago,
originally
you know what I mean.
no, but he did do that when Graphite originally got the Game Deuce virus, and he punched the belt and infected the belt, and that's when we got Laser.
Yeah.
So
He fixed it.
yeah, I'm just saying, maybe they knew that it was useless because he could just bring back someone to fix it. Because as I said in the Hyper Battle video, Dan, like, Kronos doesn't have the ability to create games. He never did.
No.
He's a modder. He's not a game developer. He's a modder.
Yeah.
He modifies games. He's like
He
those people
modified
who mod-
Chronicle, he modified Legacy, he modified Game Deus.
So he doesn't have the ability to repair the belt. He modified the game to bring back Laser to fix the belt if it got broken.
I'm still eternally salty that we never got a proper explanation for the level 0 version of Boxo Bike. Like, we know for a fact that it's not the Proto Gasha because we see Proto Boxo Bike. Maybe they'll
Laser
explain it.
Cinema.
Yeah, maybe they'll explain it in Genmu versus Laser. Toei, you better be listening!
Yep, Toei, you know you're listening. That's why you created Ghost, right?
But yeah, so after punching out the belt, Emu just busts out the most manliest line he's ever had. He's basically like, I will clear you.
And then they all
and
proceed
then
to transform to level 2.
Fucking God. Okay, so my first problem with that is, at first I was thinking, why does Kiria have the level 2 version of Boxo Bike? Doesn't Emu have that? But then I remembered that in episode 42, Kiria drove up to deliver Dr. Mighty X on Bike Gamer. So it's safe to say that Emu gave him back his copy of Boxo Bike, which means he has both. So
I don't
now that no
understand
one
why
feels
you-
like walking 5 feet to get their stronger gadgets, he's using level 2.
Every series ends with them using their primary forms, though.
And here's where we're going to have a problem.
Oh.
Last week we talked about how they perfectly used that idea to use the base form, which in that case was the level 1s, to defeat the final enemy. Turns out that wasn't actually the instance of it for this year, because God, let's use them now.
Level 1 is, like, I wouldn't classify level 1 as base. Because all the level 1s are exactly the same, just with a
I
little
was
bit of
thinking
modifiers
that,
to it.
but because they did it so well last week, I was willing to go, you know what, this counts.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, and I 100% agree with you that they should not have done this, but the way that they did it with this as well, being level 2s, fighting it, and being like, why are we winning? Because he's weak as fuck, that's why. Why fucking use our superpower abilities when we can tease him?
Yeah,
and beat
no.
the shit out of him.
That's the other thing about this that's bullshit. They were like, oh, why am I losing against level 2s? Oh, it's because Palad suppressed the virus in you. No, he didn't. All he did was eat Game Deus, and if he did suppress the virus inside of Masamune, he wouldn't be able to transform.
In the sub that I saw it, they translated it as because of they broke the belt, they made him weaker.
That would be
That's
a
fine.
That
way
actually
better
makes
excuse.
sense!
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
made
made
him weaker.
Okay, so therefore Itchy's major gripe with this whole episode is potentially just a translation issue.
But when I
Yeah.
listened to the episode, Emu did say Palad's name.
No, I get that. I think that that's what they did say, but the translator made it better.
Yeah.
If so, kudos to whoever the fuck translated and QC'd that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But and then there's another issue that I have here is they're all fighting him at level 2 and they're winning, isn't this just the equivalent of teabagging of your enemy? Like they're just kicking his ass for the sake of kicking his ass.
They're kicking his ass for the sake of doing the shot from the opening, which is another end of the season trope that they've been doing recently.
They could have just had one of them beat the fuck out of him and take his fucking lock seed. I almost said lock seed. Take the gashet out and been like, "No, you're not dying. Too bad. Get out." And he'd be like, "Wait, give me back my life. It's mine." And then you just kick him in the face.
I did like though, at one point during the whole fight, I'm like, where's Genmu? Where's Genmu? And he just like pops out. And he's just like, delayed, fucking continue, motherfucker, and just kicks him. And I was like, yeah.
Haha! I was in this shot the whole time, but you didn't know.
I wish that he used reset while their backs were all turned, because then they wouldn't have the chance to use save.
No, but it's probably safe to assume
wouldn't
that
be able
because the belt was broken a bit, like he can't use reset.
He wouldn't be able to use save because that requires him to be a Muteki gamer. That was a feature programmed into Hyper Muteki.
Yeah.
And like I said, the belt's probably broken, so he can't use reset anyways.
So, imagine if they just went reset, like he just said reset, and then credits, and then it said if you want the real ending, go see the true ending movie.
They will not pull a Ryuki with this shit.
What's Ryuki?
What's Ryuki?
Yeah, what's Ryuki?
So
It's the Japanese dub of Dragon Knight. We've been over this.
I keep forgetting. Sorry.
Anyways, so Emu as Ex-Aid Action Gamer Level 2 launches Mighty Critical Strike, and Cronus' foot starts glowing like he's launched his own Hisatsu, except he didn't actually.
Whatever.
Fucking God! We're right at the end of the show, so we're just gonna discard all sense of continuity and respect to our own mechanics!
Maybe you can just do it
Hey,
again.
you know what? 10 seconds later, we're gonna say yes again to that. I'm just saying, Poppy comes back.
I mean, they do explain it in a cheap fucking way, but they at least explain it.
I'm starting to think Ichi doesn't like Ex-Aid.
This show really dragged its own head through the fucking dirt at the end.
Like, it's funny, Ichi. Like, you like this show, don't get me wrong. I know you do. But you've actually been wanting nothing to be wrong with the show the whole way through. And it upsets you that you've actually found things to be mad about.
That's exactly it.
It upsets you. And it's kind of funny.
Sure.
Yeah, I found it really good. Like, the show on an average was really good until the last 2 episodes. The last 2 episodes.
We'll talk about the show in its entirety after we finish the episode.
Yeah, sorry.
Basically, Ex-Aid finishes off Cronus, and Masamune decides to be a sore loser, whiny little bitch.
I love this. So, literally, he's just like, yeah, well, you guys want to revive all your, friends, all the people who deleted? Well, no, fuck you! Fucking inserts the Master Chronicle Gash into himself and just deletes himself. And I was just like, what a fucking prick!
You don't get to kill me, only I can kill me!
No, and I love when villains do that. My favorite villains are the ones who are like, I'd rather fucking die than be in, your custody or something like that. That's why, an example for me is in Lion King 2 with the main villain in Lion King 2. She's over a cliff and, Kiara's like, oh, grab my paw, I'll save you. And she's like, yeah, no, fuck that, and just throws herself off the cliff. So,
Wait, what? I tuned out for a second and we're talking about Lion King 2?
Yep.
Lane is talking about villains who would rather die than lose.
Yeah. Or give themselves up to the hero.
Yeah, basically.
I just thought he was like, I'm gonna hitch it again, and then he did that and went, oh, fuck.
Because, at one point they're talking about, the people who were delete game over, they're still, trapped the gadgets, and I'm like, wait, but why are they? And then I was like, oh, that was the Master Chronicle gadget. So
Here's the thing.
Probably only do it with that.
Here's the thing.
No, they said it. They explained that a while back.
I have problems with this too, though. We've seen that it does not require the Master Gadget. Well, okay, I have points for and against. When Masamune brought Saki out of Proto Dragonite Hunter Z, all he used was the Bug Visor's Lie, which Poppy has one of. That said, they did say later on that the data of the human lives inside the Proto Gadgets is encrypted, and only the Master Gadget can undecrypt them.
Yeah. Which is why Masamune said that haha, you fucked up. Now you've lost all of those people
All
because
14 of them.
because he just destroyed the master gadget that's needed to undo the encryption.
Next question. Isn't that gadget something that Dan designed and could recreate?
Yeah, maybe.
Wait. But do you not realize how impossible it is to get an encryption code duplicated?
Oh!
Yeah.
I have a counterpoint.
The minute you said impossible, the answer is Dan Kurotoshin makes the impossible possible.
No,
He has
but-
one life left!
Two! He has 2 lives!
No, but here's
he has 2.
Here's the counter to your point. When Dan was making Kamen Rider Chronicle, he had to extract data from every single Buckster of each game, which now they're all gone. Without that data from each Buckster, can't make the master
Think about
gadget.
this. This is our meme lord Dan Kuroto. Think about the backup plans he had in place, like in Go Rider. It's perfectly plausible that he backed up all of that data.
He also couldn't have.
I don't think he did.
No.
I think I think he didn't think that Chronicle could be beat.
Well,
He wasn't expecting level 50 and level 100.
And on top of that, we gotta just go with the fact that you think Masamune didn't counter that? You think Masamune didn't do something so that all the backup data for those bugsters is fucking gone?
Yeah, you know,
what?
like killing
I would-
Lovrika.
I would be willing to believe that Masamune would delete all the backups and keep the only copy with himself.
Yes.
And also the fact that
That is
he's
exactly that is the exact kind of character he is. He would have done it a million
What a
times. over.
douchebag.
Okay, fine.
There we
But
go.
he's also a modder, so he could have modified the source code.
There you go.
Plus,
Literally-
also,
Sorry.
if the whole thing is just, oh, well, we just have to beat Kamen Rider Chronicle again, they can't.
Well,
Lovrika was defeated by Cronus in Pause. Lovrika
Oh.
doesn't exist anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Defeated.
So literally,
I weep for
Masamune is
Ren.
the only one that can possibly undo that, and he killed himself to stop that. So basically,
Yeah.
What a bold move, but like that's why I give Masamune like huge props. I'm just like, what a fucking awesome way to go.
how about this? Since Masamune deleted himself with the Kamen Rider Chronicle gadget, it's safe to say that if they use another Chronicle gadget, those who are bugsters could jump inside the world and bring Masamune back the same way they did to Dan.
That too.
even if they do, it's not like he's going to cooperate. He could just keep deleting himself or something.
They could reprogram him with Maximum
They
Mighty
could
X.
throw him into the Poppy Peepa prison.
They could use Maximum Mighty X to reprogram him into being cooperative.
I would love to see in like a movie, in like one of the V cinemas or something, just like they put Masamune in the same like prison cell, whatever that Dan's in, and they're just all fucking they're both arguing like, no, fuck you, and they just both like go fucking crazy. That'd be actually a really cool scene.
You know what it is? They'll put both of the Dans in there, and then they'll actually play Do Re Mi Fa Beat, since that's what the cabinet is, and force them to dance.
Oh,
I smell a sitcom called My Two Dans.
I just thought that you were gonna say I put them both in the machine, throw one knife in the middle, and go have fun. But no, that's way better.
I mean, that would be entertaining.
I
Yeah.
want to see
It's just dance for my amusement.
Dan
Dance!
Revolution.
I'm just seeing.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm just thinking of that Simpsons clip where just like they're on the boat in like international waters, and they're just like it's the two monkeys fighting with knives.
You know
Like,
what?
just-
The name of the episode is Dan Revolution.
Dan Revolution! Ready
For Scrabble Ship.
for Scrabble shit.
That was a
I'm
joke Lane and I have been
ready.
doing. Like,
For
this
Death
Snipe's
Revolution.
final form should be cardboard simulations.
Cardboard simulations.
Card
Ready
games and board games.
for Scrabble shit. Oh man,
What? I don't get the Scrabble ship part.
like just because board games.
You
Scrabble.
sunk my Scrabble ship!
Sunk my Scrabble shit.
I forget what that's from. Anyways.
So
So everyone who is still alive but infected got cured, I guess.
So I did the math, and they're talking about like all these lives that died because of this whole thing, and they're trapped in the data of the the
Of
betas.
the Protogashits?
There's only 14 deaths. 14 lives dead.
Well,
I'm pretty sure there's more than that, because if you think about it...
It was the 5 dudes that died because of Para.
I was gonna
Alright.
say, like, if you think about that episode where Chronicle first happened, Paradox by himself killed at least 5 or 6 people in
Yeah, he
one
killed
shot.
5 people there. There was 4 deaths that were... These are all on screen.
Yeah.
So, like,
And
these are just on
assuming there
screen.
were no other ones that weren't on
Yeah.
screen. And
Like,
this
no
game
one
was
who
sold
decided to
across the
stay
country.
home. Like, no one who decided to stay home when they were infected after playing with the game. I get it.
Like, this
Don't get
game
me
was
wrong.
presumably played across the country. There had to have
Yeah.
been multiple casualties.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just going by the on-screen deaths.
Yeah,
and there
yeah.
was 4 that were dead in the park that died due to the magic dude. Like
Alhambra.
yeah, he killed 4 there. 4 game overs happened there, and then the ones that were done before the game. You know, like Brave's girlfriend and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Dan's
Yeah.
mom and
Yeah.
I just like
So-
this.
and Laser's boyfriend.
I just like
Yes.
that shot
Yeah,
of
totally.
Emu and Dr. Hinata up on the roof, and Dr. Hinata is basically like, well, thanks to you, less people died than there could have been.
Right?
And Emu's just like, oh, yes, we already have the thumbnail.
Oh God.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So they're basically like, yeah, we've got our budget for dealing with the game disease going forth. There's no Bugsters left! How and where is this still a threat? Everyone has been deleted!
You just hear about like some cases in like America. It's like, oh, fuck.
So, yeah, someone imported the game through like.
No, you know what? That's possible. People like
like Asia, like
yeah,
that
some
was
guy in
Asia
Japan was like,
thing.
"Yo, dude, and my friend in America, I'm playing this new game called Kamen Rider Chronicle. You gotta import it."
I've got it, because Brave was originally a doctor working in America, so the plot of the Brave and Snipe V Cinema is them going to America to fight remnants of Chronicle.
Yes.
I was gonna say, where do you think the V cinemas are gonna take place?
Yeah!
And then they're gonna go to America and they're gonna meet up with that one guy from Drive. I can't remember his name is.
Harley Hendrickson?
Yeah.
Oh,
that
Mock's gonna show up. That'd be amazing.
one.
I'd love if Go showed up.
Hey, Mr. Brave and Snipe!
I know you. You got cool.
Shut up, Korean!
Shut up, Kareem.
I love that.
So,
Oh man.
as expected, because he helped out with the crisis, Taiga gets to be legal again!
And he
Wait,
opens up
was he legal before? Like
The point of the show was that he lost his license for letting Saki die.
But who was letting him live in that fucking hospital anyway?
It was abandoned, and no one decided to send a team to raid him.
Yeah, so he gets to open up his own practice that deals with patients specifically
What's
related
that?
to game disease.
What's that? You've been hiding out in an abandoned hospital? Yeah, you can just like be legal there, and nothing will change.
And then we actually get a funny part that I liked with Hero. So like he's training 2 new interns or whatever like that, and so like he's cutting a pastry or whatever like
cream
that,
puff.
and then the cream puff, and the 2 interns are like, wait, is that how he practices his surgical techniques?
We should get some.
Yeah, we need to get some of these cream puffs. Thank you very much, Dr. Kagami.
And
he's just
Hero
like,
just has this adorable, confused look on his face.
it's like, alright.
I guess I did it.
Yeah, I don't think it got saved in the hyper battle video, but I made the joke that maybe he buys the pastries from like a pastry shop that Saki's dad works at, so he's just smiling that Saki's dad's getting business.
Oh yeah,
Or maybe.
just Bravo's working there.
Bravo!
So then we get cut to Kiria, and he's at Genmu Corp, and we find out that Sakura is now the new president of Genmu Corporation.
I'm pretty sure I called that at some point.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
it
all
wasn't
did.
a surprise.
Yeah.
Like I was like, ah, good for him.
And
He's
apparently,
the only game developer other than Dan.
the reason he is the president is because he was appointed by Genmu Corporation's new major shareholder, fucking Nico.
Yeah, she like wasted all her money game winnings on fucking stock for Genmu Corp.
Now I have to actually worry about my future.
Okay.
Yeah, she goes back to high school, and her friends are just like, "What the fuck have you been?" It's like stuff.
And then she graduates and immediately goes to work for Taiga's ramshackle of a hospital.
And, like, I like that Taiga, like, fucks with her, and he's just like, I don't fucking need your help. And she's like, fuck you, you don't need my help!
And now he can fuck with her because she's like...
Oh, God, no. I'm not going
So
there.
Faze brings up a good point, that she's been skipping school pretty much this whole time.
And still somehow graduated because she's Tensai Gamer and...
She probably bribed the school principal being
I have a counter to that. And I have a counter that can't be beat because it's my counter for my life. And I skipped mostly all of high school and still passed. Because I did all my physical work in one day.
Yeah, no, that is entirely possible.
Like,
I mean,
it's not
there's
hard
some.
to do.
I mean, some schools have a rule about missing more than 14 classes, and suddenly you're not going to pass. But
yeah.
Oh, you know what else was worth mentioning? Like, when Emma was talking about all the victims of the Bugster virus, as we expected, he mentioned Maki from the Snipe special.
And Taiga's just like, you son of a bitch.
He also said Dan's mom's name, so we finally learned that.
He said all three of them.
He also said Kuroto, and then he said Kira, and Kira's just like,
oh, shucks.
Oh, I'm still dead. I'm considered dead still. I'm like, ouch.
Now I'm the zombie.
So, like, what if Kiria goes out to, like, a bar sometime, and they're like, Kujo Kiria? I thought you were dead. He's like, oh shit. Nope, it's not me.
We don't serve your types and hair.
What?
That's Skeeter ain't hurt nobody.
We don't serve your type here. What, you mean like white people?
Zombie,
no, that's
zombie
racist.
doctors who make racing puns.
Dangerous zombie. And so Dan's still in his prison or whatever like that, and just like, I forgot the line he says, but he's like, oh.
But he's still able to get out because he got out the second he fucking, like, they all showed up back there. He, like, jumped out of his own prison anyway.
And that's
when
we get the most anger infuriating, inducing scene in the whole episode.
Whoa.
While it's completely plausible and believable that he would have done so, I didn't like her that much, but motherfucking memelord brought back Poppy.
Yup.
How? Because he pulled the hand infection bullshit and recultivated her inside him. Which means
it's
that
the same reason Palad's
my mommy/daughter was inside me!
That.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mother/daughter was growing inside me for months.
So then, Emu
hate everything.
So then Emu can't believe it, and then like Dan looks over and he's like, "Yeah, so if I had Poppy inside me, that means probably Palad is cultivating inside you too." Immediately, Palad just jumps right out of him.
Thank God I've been inside you for months!
But it was actually pretty cute seeing like Emu just like kind of still just like going like, "Oh my God, like you're here!"
But yeah, Dan is like, didn't you wonder how you could turn into Ex-Aid during the final fight? And that's when fucking everyone ever was like, oh yeah, that's right, I was too distracted by how stupid that scene was that I forgot to think about it.
I didn't. I actually asked the question like 100 times.
Yeah, so did I. I was like, wait, he shouldn't be able to
Okay. Still, like, as much, yes, like, it made their sacrifices seem like absolutely pointless. I'll agree with
like
it.
the rest of the show.
But,
yeah.
But, honestly, I was happy to see them again, so...
They're only here so we can release a second of the third trilogy movies.
I'm just gonna put this out there, and this is a thing that, like, everyone in the Discord has been talking about. This is the ultimate best thing that they could have done to make all the fans happy and to make the ending less cheap. Have them come back in their own respective fucking V-cinemas. That's all you had to do.
Although...
Keep them dead, and at the beginning of the V-cinema say, we've been cultivating, I got the data from them, blah, 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 all that stuff. Have them cultivating and say it's been like a month after, like 2 months after, 3 months after.
The thing is, either way, if they had done so, once they put out details of the plot, it would have spoiled the fact that they were coming back anyways, and it wouldn't make a difference.
I mean, just
showing the title of the movie is a spoiler for it.
Yeah, no, but that wouldn't have been because you wouldn't have known. You wouldn't have known that it was a prequel or a sequel. You wouldn't have known that.
Except the way they market these movies, they always tell us some spiel about the plot, so we would have found
I know.
out.
I know. They could have made it. They could have worded it better. What I'm saying is, all they had to do was just leave them dead in the main show and have them come back in V cinemas. That way, people like me can go, V cinema isn't the V cinemas non-canon.
Except the V cinemas are all canon.
I get that. 100. I get it. But I can, in my head, say,
okay,
they're not canon. They're dead.
You know what?
If it's not part of the main show, they're not part of the main show. They're dead.
You know what? I agree. That's how they should have done it. Now that I think about it, because
Or you know what they should have done? They should have went. Oh, you're probably wondering how you were able to transform into Ex-Aid. Well, there's a very, very, very small piece of parad inside of you, slowly recultivating itself.
Yeah,
that also would have
That
been
way
good.
He's still dead, but he can come back for the V cinema.
Yeah, that. It would have been better.
It would have been a good callback to the way they've done things like this in the past. Like Kamen Rider Heart, that was a V cinema that existed after the fact, whereas he was dead at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Same thing with Chase, because he was in. They were trying to revive him in the V cinemas. And then another example that they could expand further upon is Ankh from Oz, because Ankh was dead at the end of the show, but we know from a movie that happened later that he eventually comes back, so they could just bust out a V cinema Kamen Rider Ankh for all I know.
I really would want this. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Have him use Tajador.
Someone in the Discord talked about this earlier, where what cheapened the ending, and I agree with it, cheapening the ending of Double. Bringing back Philip.
Well,
in the final episode.
The difference there is I think the audience was way more emotionally attached to Philip, so not bringing him back would have left everyone with a sour taste.
I get it, and I also think that with this it's a little bit more different because he saved his data inside the... What was that?
Extreme memory.
Extreme. He saved it in the extreme memory?
Yep.
That's a little more different than, hey... There's a bugster growing inside of you.
I brought her back because fuck you.
There's one other thing you're not thinking about, though, with the Philip thing, is that in Double, that episode, they actually had a established amount of time from episode 48 and episode 49.
Oh,
with
yeah,
Ex-Aid,
there was an actual
there's
time
literally
skip.
no amount of time between,
It had to at least been
I would say there's
months.
probably at least 1 month, if not more, but it's definitely not as much of a time skip as Doubles was.
I mean, Kuroda did say months he was cultivating Poppy's virus, so
yeah,
that's literally him stating there's been at least a couple of months in between the final battle and that moment. So
yeah, I'm sure
I get it.
There's some slight measure of time there. They just didn't tell us how much.
How do you cultivate a fucking computer virus inside of a human body?
It's the same way diseases infect people and then replicate.
Did you forget the Kuroda's a bugster?
That.
What about Emu?
Okay, that makes less sense. You're right.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Emu's also the person who originally birthed Pallid.
Patient Zero.
Yeah.
So
rules are different with him.
Exception, I guess, because Pallid was born from him in the first place.
Yeah.
It's basically like what happened when Emu put the fear of death into him. He basically killed Pallid, but then saved him at the same time.
It's the same thing. He literally did the exact same thing already.
Yeah, basically, that's all it is.
It's a thing he did already, yet somehow didn't realize he was doing it the second time, despite doing it on purpose the first one.
Well, when you're under the impression that the person's actually dying, it's safe to say he was under enough stress that it didn't click in his head.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, hey, I did the same thing I did the first time, but somehow I don't think he survived.
So yeah, the episode ends with them getting another emergency call, I guess, because bugsters are still a thing somehow, aside from the ones in that room. And then we get this cute little shot of Dan with the Kamen Rider build gadget.
Yeah.
And that's how we segue into the commercial for the next season.
Yep.
Man.
What is hey, Kuroda, you made a new gadget. What does this one do? Well, Emu, it triggers the trailer.
Find out in the movie war.
No,
Pretty
Kevin made a funny joke where it's like, oh, Build's just like one of Dan's games.
Yeah, the entirety of Kamen Rider Build is just the story of the world within the Build Gashet. The first game by Shin Genmu Corporation.
I'm gonna believe that. My own headcanon.
Yeah, we'll just go into the series thinking that the whole next year. Man, Sakura created one hell of a story.
Yep.
Yeah. Alright, well...
So, with the end of Kamen Rider Ex-Aid, there's only one thing left to say.
Oh.
No.
What?
We're gonna get flagged for this.
I have absolutely no idea. I hear it through all these ports.
No. I'm just gonna keep talking. Everyone keep talking so we don't get flagged.
Why are you trying to play a GT song?
Because
Yeah, why are you
Dan. Because
Anyway,
Dan Kokoro Hikari.
before this ends, I need to talk to you guys about the year-end review of the Kamen Rider Best Villain and Best Hero poll, because that's where the footage ended. So, yay.
Okay.
And so the winners of the Best Villain poll is now a tie, because it wasn't a tie when we recorded it before. Now it's a tie.
Wasn't it Graphite before?
It was
Yes.
just Graphite with 2 points in the lead, but now it's a tie between Cronus and Graphite.
He used reset.
Yeah.
Reset.
What? I'm not number one? Reset.
Pause.
Nice.
So, but the hero poll is still the same, with Ex-Aid being in the lead with 15 votes, followed by Brave and Laser with 8 each.
I mean, when Ex-Aid is literally the only one who fight the final villain for the most part, probably.
Yeah. No, that was pretty good though. The poll, I think I like the poll idea. I think I'm gonna do it again with Build. So I think everyone seemed to really enjoy being able to vote on the winners.
So now that the series has ended, if we want, I have the summary of the true ending movie that someone wrote after watching it that we can read and talk about.
We might as well not, because like we'll eventually watch the movie.
Yeah, let's
So,
save
we'll
that.
talk
for
about when we
actually
see
watch
the movie.
Yeah, leave
Okay.
it.
One thing I will mention, though, is that the producer of the film has clarified where it fits into the timeline.
Right after.
Yeah, previously Daiichi Miura, the singer of the opening, said that the movie is set a year after the show, but apparently it's actually much closer.
Like a week later.
Yeah, it is set right after the final episode of the show.
Maybe that's the Bugster thing they're heading towards.
Yeah.
That actually would be a neat thing.
That's probably it.
If the call at the end of the episode was actually the lead-in to the movie that is the
Apparently,
actual finale.
Apparently the ending credits of the movie is a year afterwards, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I guess it really is the true ending.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's episode 46.
Which we won't get to see for 6 months-ish.
Yep.
It's Gaim the movie all over again, except it hurts more.
Yep.
It isn't about soccer.
That.
Yeah.
Thank God.
And probably won't have and won't have a new writer that I really like that does nothing but turn into a fucking soccer ball!
That movie never should have happened.
Never seen it. She's
15
so
or
charming.
50 or 20 or whatever that movie was. That movie shouldn't have happened.
Oh, the Kamen Rider 15
That one
movie.
that one
yeah.
we know is non-canon because of the whole Faiz Kaiza bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes, that brings us to the end of the episode discussion. So now that the show is over, I think it's time that we
Mommy,
discuss
it's
the show
over.
in its entirety on a general scale and talk about what we liked and disliked about the show as a whole.
Or at very least, just go around and get everybody's individual opinions.
Sure. Dave, Noble, Crunch, and I spoke a lot about the music and the suit designs in the Hyper Battle video. There was a lot more that we said about that, but that footage didn't make it.
Didn't make it is a fucking understatement, but I'm not getting into that.
So, let's just go around and talk about what we liked. They got people who weren't in the Hyper Battle video, people who were not in the Hyper Battle video, if you would like, you can start by discussing what suits you liked or disliked.
Oh God, yeah, please do.
Well, for me personally, one of my favorite suits overall was like level 1. I loved all the level 1 suits. I thought they were fantastic. So
You don't say.
I guess because like my favorite Ex-Aid suit is level 1, so I guess you could technically say my favorite suit of Genmu's is also level 1. But Genmu level X was also very fucking like badass and gorgeous and just really fucking cool. And
Level X
I just
or level
loved
X0?
every form of Genmu the entire series. So, worst. Get back to me on that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go out and say, my answers, Maximum Mighty, hands down, god fucking damn it.
I thought you were gonna say Kikitotsu robots.
I mean, let's compare here. We have Gekitotsu Robots, which is still the Ex-Aid base suit, which I was iffy on, with some really cool attachments on it, I give it that. But then you turn around and just Maximum Mighty. Look at that wonderful mech suit.
And because I've been correcting people on forum names all week, I shall correct myself. Robots Action Gamer level 3 and Maximum Gamer level 99.
Yeah, that. But, oh man, I love the Maximum Mighty suit. So good.
I guess you're looking forward to Genmu using his own version then.
God, that'll be interesting
that's gonna
to
be
see how that turns
fucking
out.
No, I did enjoy Mighty Maximum as a suit. Like, the things it could do and stuff was cool. I got used to the giant, just like fucking Ex-Aid face on his chest. And I like that he could jump out of it and back into it anytime he wanted. And, like, the gadget itself is a lot of fucking fun. I love the chime. I just love that you have to, like, push a button into the gadget to actually, like, activate it. And it's a fun toy.
I'm so confused about that form, though.
What?
Like, that form confuses me, because how does the level 2 form of Ex-Aid come out and still be just as strong as level 99?
Because game logic, the fact that he's using the level 99 gadget means that that's no longer technically level 2. That is level 99 Ex-Aid.
Those
The level
lazy
99 form
motherfuckers.
is the level 2 suit in a robot.
Yes.
It's level 99 cast off.
He got a
Basically.
severe fucking power boost. Just all.
You know what it is? I don't know if I ever mentioned to you, Raven, or if you piece it together.
Because on the flip side of that, Maximum Mighty is still Mighty Action X. It's just an upgrade. So literally, it is the same Ex-Aid suit because it's still Mighty Action X.
Raven, I don't know if we ever mentioned it or if you might have pieced it together, but if you think about it, Ex-Aid level 2 and level 99 is Kirby. And Kirby Robobot.
No shit. No fucking shit. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jesus, like Raven likes Kirby or something.
I'd like to think of level 99 as in video games when you find, like in Injustice 2, you can get 2 pieces of the same armor, but one has better stats.
I guess.
So this
Pretty
is
much.
the level 2 designed armor with the level 99 stats.
Raven, any other thoughts on suits you liked or disliked?
Well, as much as I wanted to like most of Snipe's forms, I was kind of iffy on most of them. Like, they were all cool in what they did, but still kind of design-wise. Brave Legacy Gamer looked real pretty.
I guess if I had to choose one I didn't like, probably Laser Turbo, because I just didn't like the lack of
Human
uniqueness.
form.
yeah, and like the duck bill kind of thing he had. And honestly, other than Ex-Aids, probably all the level 5 forms, like I just didn't. They're lazy and really poorly done, and it was just literally just an add-on for their already normal suits, so I just thought it was really lazy. I did like Brave Full Dragon, though. That's my favorite Brave form, just because I like the knight motif with the dragon motif. I think it works
what I was
very,
saying.
very well. And I agree with Ichi. It's stupid we didn't get a proper henshin sequence of that, so...
Well, I think, didn't we actually get one eventually?
It was a quick one, but
Yeah.
like it wasn't as proper as when Ex-Aid did it, so...
Someone in our Discord.
Bike.
Someone in our Discord just called Laser Turbo Quaxo Bike.
More or less, yeah.
Nice.
That's great.
I think we had this joke Monday too.
Yeah,
Probably.
I think, yeah, it was
we
you.
did.
Now I really want someone to shop that.
Chris,
Not
get
that
on it.
hard.
But other than that, like all the other suits I liked. They're all like super unique on their own, and they all showed their motif really, really well. And just,
Raven, didn't you love Cronus?
Yeah. No, well, I liked him as a character. The suit's like...
Okay.
The suit was kind of nice, but still.
Yeah, like the
It
crowd.
was green.
Like, I liked him as a character at the beginning. He was just absolutely fucking awesome.
I actually.
And then he, like, slowly descended into madness immediately after Hyper Muteki started showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And, like-
everything wasn't going the way he wanted after Muteki became a
Yeah.
thing, and then he's
I
just
was
like,
just sitting there.
"Ugh!"
I was sitting there like, oh, now you've turned him into a whining
Well,
child.
before we get into
Come
talking
on,
about the
show.
characters, does anyone else have anything to say about suit design before we move on?
Hyper Muteki is still the worst form of the entire show.
Well, we already mentioned
Agreed.
Yeah, that sucker.
Yeah, they kind of dropped the ball on that.
I like it.
I
for
just
what it
I
is.
just wanted to bring that out. I just
The
wanted to
shampoo
bring that back
commercial.
out.
Then also the full dragon form is like friggin' wizards, all dragons in the corners. Like, I did it better, bitch.
Nothing-
Yeah.
Honestly, for
Full Dragon is kind of derpy.
for
It is.
for final forms, nothing beats Wizard Infinity for me. I'm sorry. It's so shiny and so beautiful.
It's okay, Lane. You're allowed to be wrong.
Dave
Wow.
doesn't like Infinity style.
You don't like Diamond Face?
No, because Extreme was way better.
Stream is nice.
Yeah.
Just because double extreme is
Eh.
nice doesn't mean Wizard Infinity style isn't.
No, I'm not saying it's not bad. I'm saying that the other one is better.
Okay, Wizard Infinity style can still be good on its own merits.
It's like your opinion, man.
Anyways, that's all for suit design talk.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about our thoughts on the characters.
Ooh. Well, Gee, it's like I haven't been talking about how much I love him the entire fucking show, but I gotta go with Hero's dad. Like, he was obviously the best character. He drove everyone to where they had to be.
He
in
drove everyone
development.
around in his
You know,
car.
he deserved to be a Kamen Rider, like, more than anyone in the show, and just, he hit every point in the show.
I've got it. In the V Cinema, Dr. Kagami uses the Dr. Mighty Gashet and becomes Kamen Rider True Brave Dr. Gamer.
I tried so hard and got so far.
I mean, he was a ride player at one point.
Yeah.
No, yeah, technically.
He should be Cronus!
No, in all seriousness, no. Obviously, Dan Kuroto, Kamen Rider Genmu, he was my favorite character. Like, even before Ex-Aid started, I just knew, like, I had a strong feeling that I'd either like him or Snipe more. And I ended up liking Genmu more pretty much around the time before he, like, became level X and then got game overed. But no, I've loved him throughout the entire show. I love how crazy he got. I loved Shindan Kuroto. I liked when he became a good guy. I liked that he just, like, made everything and was super proud of it. And, I like that, like, a bunch of them didn't like him. And, he kind of redeemed himself a bit. And I can't wait to get more of him. So I love our meme lord, Dan, forever. And
I'm
yeah.
definitely on the same page. I love every stage of Dan Kuroto's character.
Yeah.
He was good as a business-paced, serious villain. He was good as a psychotic mastermind. And he was motherfucking amazing as a meme-spouting, insanity-driven engineer of good.
I know, and every time
God.
Guard just fucking spouts his hate for Dan, I'm just gonna give him this cold stare and just be like, you can go fuck yourself.
You're gonna stare him, Dan.
Yeah, Gar isn't here, but he fucking hates Ex-Aid. End of story. So he doesn't like it, but whatever.
Which is not news to anyone who listens
no, it
consistently.
isn't. Go read his fucking long-ass, like, 8-page blog post about how much he hates it.
Thank
Or
God he didn't
don't,
share-
and do something better with your day.
Yeah.
Or don't, yeah, or don't, and just say fuck you, Gar.
And just live.
Comments for Lane. Hashtag comments for Lane. Hashtag fuck you,
Don't
Gar.
say no. Just live more.
Another reason quickly I don't think Gar also liked Ex-Aid is because he's not too big on video games like a lot of other people, so he didn't like the game motif.
I mean,
he
he
really
also
wants.
likes
He
Go.
really wants.
Let's
movie.
not. Hey, guys, let's not turn this into a fucking
I
goddamn
know.
Gar hate show,
I
please.
know. No, we're not.
Because if we're gonna do that, then I'm gonna have a rant about data loss. Okay?
Anyways.
So let's go
Anyways.
somewhere else.
Yeah. No. Of course.
Okay.
Emu. All I'll say is he was boring as fuck until he started fucking with people.
Emu's not my
Yeah.
favorite protagonist. I'll admit that, but I didn't think he was bad. I liked the progression he made throughout the rest of the show, and
Until he started fucking with people, he was about as significant as Kazuma from Blade.
whenever-
He was just here to shout, yell, and kill the monster of the week.
Emu being angry was it was exactly like when Takaru was angry in Ghost. I liked when Takaru was pissed off because it made him actually interesting. So
Except that happened even less than it did with Emu.
Exactly. So just like, but no, I liked Emu. I didn't hate him. So
I think the thing with Emu is that I was thinking about this earlier. It's like the thing with Emu is that like throughout most of the show, he is basically what Brave kept calling him, an intern. He's young. He's
Well,
he
he
is
called him
basically
He just
You're
happened
calling
to
him
be
an
the
intern.
one to whom the plot happened.
Yeah.
basically he
Yeah.
just happened to be the guy that all the plot happens to.
It
So
could have been anyone. There was nothing
If he
about
didn't
him that made him
play-
unique, except for the circumstances that he was caught up in.
I'm just saying that if he didn't trip and fall outside while playing video games, and
None
Poppy
of this would have
didn't
happened.
Poppy didn't see him, and he went, "The great Emu does not blah 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 blah." You go, and then that never would have happened.
well, no, if
Well,
Another
no, that's not true.
if
She was off to find the Genius Gamer M in the first episode, anyways.
So
Yes,
she would have
but-
So it
eventually
would have
found
just
him.
happened later.
yeah, so
That's
if
another
Emu's-
instance of the time traveling condom would be great.
If Emu's first patient didn't decide to be a little fucktard and just be like, "Oh, I don't like hospitals, I'm running away."
Face-
That
face-
is true.
FaceCore on our Discord just mentioned something mind-blowing. She was looking for Tensai Gamer M. They knew what he looked like because he was on stage winning that Tekken tournament. So why didn't she know who he was?
Oh.
It wasn't a televised event.
I'm just gonna say this right now. She wasn't Poppy then.
No, but they could have shown her footage of the fucking tournament.
Yeah, but they're doctors. They're not that bright.
It's a picture of
believe
Laser Turbo with Donald Duck's face.
We get it. He's a duck man. Move on. Speaking of moving on, Hero
Okay,
was not interesting at all, aside from a couple of jokes that sprinkled points throughout the series.
really?
and yet you still suck his dick.
No, I like the Brave power set. I don't like
He
Hero
likes
as a
the
character.
suit, not
Okay.
the person.
For me, with Hero, I hated him from at the beginning because I hated how much of a pompous asshole he was. He had no respect for anybody, not even Emu. Hell, he never even called him. He only called him by his name once the entire fucking series, and then continued to keep calling him intern. I'm just like, I hate you. But there was eventually a point in the show where he redeemed himself and actually made him more likable. And he's not my favorite character in Ex-Aid, but I don't hate him anymore. I like Hero.
But the thing is, at that point of the show, it's like going from a negative 50% to a negative 40%. Sure, it's a step in the right direction, but it's not much of a change.
Hero had the second worst character development of any of the characters in the show.
But I felt sorry for him, when
You can
Saki
feel
was
sorry for him,
deleted
sure,
and stuff, but
feeling sorry for someone does not make him a good fucking character.
no,
I feel sorry for a lot of people does not make them good fucking people.
that's true. But no, my favorite arc with Hero was honestly when he was working for Masamune and just doing all this so he could get the love of his life back.
Because
so.
watching him be a villain was the closest thing he ever did to being interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, maybe evil Hero and Subaru Tyson will be fucking better.
Well, that's been subbed, so we can go and find out, but I'm not having high hopes for it.
Well,
yeah.
it's a superhero Tyson movie. Never have high hopes for those shit pieces.
Yeah.
French refuses to watch that movie. It's astounding.
We're gonna be watching it for Castranger anyway, right?
Yep.
Yeah, eventually.
So yeah.
Taiga. I would argue that he is the most developed and most interesting character for dramatic purposes in the
Pretty
entire
much.
show.
Oh,
Was.
Taiga was a great character. Super
Taiga
badass.
was the plot.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Without Taiga, that show would have just fell into mediocrity.
The show's plot could have completely resolved with no one but Dan and Taiga.
Yeah.
No, but if Dan wasn't a thing, Taiga would have been my favorite character for sure in Ex-Aid. So
I gotta say, like, up until Dan's death, Taiga was the best character in the show. When Dan died, Taiga went from this is, I need to fucking get all of the gadgets so that you guys don't fuck this up, to, hey bro, let's get a fucking beer. Like,
despite the radical directions his character may have gone in late game, I absolutely appreciate the development. He went from someone who fooled us into thinking he was just like the villain. It's like, I'm gonna steal all the things because I want them, ha ha ha. But it turned out, I'm gonna steal all the things so no one else dies. Please don't hurt me. And then, middle of the show, when he and Nico teamed up, they basically became Team Rocket.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Kamen Rider Snipe. I'm saving the world so you don't have to.
That's exactly what it is. That's the perfect explanation. And then, late game, we find all this out, and everything he's done up to this point makes sense. And it's beautifully written.
And, when he does, eventually, pour his heart out, it's, really meaningful, and you're just like, holy shit! This guy's gone through a lot of crap. My god.
And it's believable, even though we've seen him be nothing but a hard ass the first half of the show.
Yeah, it's usually characters like that that are really
so
good,
ever since Monday when we were recording the Hyper Final video, I kept thinking about when did Taiga's character development really hit a big stride? It's when he almost died.
Yeah.
To Graphite.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
After he almost died to Graphite, he apologized to Hiro. Hiro became a better character because of it. Hiro, was not evil anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he became a better character and everything. He started to like and grown to love Nico, right away, because of her tenacity, and basically he saw himself in her.
Yeah, and first figuratively, then literally.
Yeah, no,
God
no,
damn it.
no. She was riding that D for a while.
He was riding that barrel.
Well, that's why I like that
Yeah.
moment where Ren sees them both together, and it's like, "Oh, aren't you a cute couple?" And Tiger's like, "Fuck you, you piece of shit, I'll kill you."
So
And then she immediately, if you watch that scene, you look at her face, and she her face went completely red.
And then
as if,
even Kyria at one point just was just like, "Wait, why is she holding your hand?" Oh, and Tiger's like, "Fuck you, I'll kill you!"
No reason.
Well,
Yeah.
girls like the bad boys.
We're exchanging protein strings.
yeah, I'll give you a protein string.
God damn it.
Again, sex aid.
Yay! Drunk David's finally here, and it's at the end of the show.
Oh fuck.
Kyria.
Oh, Kyria was awesome.
Well,
Fun. That's how I'll describe it. Kyria was fun.
the thing is, everyone fell in love with him in episode 7 because of his whole tragic lying thing. But I gotta say, after that,
He had
I
nothing.
would say there was not much else. I would call him untapped potential. Even though yes, he was absent from the show for a long time, but even after he came back, the only thing he did that was of any significance was create Dr. Mighty.
And also lie again.
Yeah, and
That's all
showed
he
that
did.
he was able to nullify the Gemdius virus, which then got thrown out the fucking window when he turned into a turkey head for no fucking reason.
No, see, the thing is, he was able to nullify the game this virus. He wasn't able to, get rid of turkey head syndrome.
Right, but that was caused by Gemdius, though.
No, it was caused by Cronus.
The pandemic was the result of Masamune and Gamedeus fusion.
Yeah.
So it's safe to say that form and ability is something beyond the scope of Dr. Mighty because it was designed before Super Gamedeus happened. I think we talked about that. But my point is,
and then though
talking...
before that, when Dan and Kyria are fighting, how was Kyria getting affected by the Gemdius virus then? If he's technically the cure for the virus.
No, he's not the cure for the virus. They were
Well,
cultivating
like,
Gamedeus inside of Genmu in order for the antibody to kick in and neutralize it in order to develop the vaccine.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Well,
we're not talking about that.
I-
We've gone over that.
okay.
We're talking about
Yeah.
Kiria's character. So I say that he had a lot of early game popularity, but a lot of untapped potential. It didn't go anywhere.
Well, hopefully in the Genmu versus Laser movie, he gets like some more character.
Yeah, I'm really hoping.
But no, Ichi, I thought you really liked Kiria. Like you were loving him the entire show, and when he was gone, you were so sad.
To take a phrase from his own page, I got taken for a ride by Kiria's sudden and abrupt popularity after episode 7, and then, like someone in our Discord is saying, he didn't go anywhere because they killed him.
We do know one thing now, and now we can no longer trust flowers.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like after this now, we can no longer, for the rest of our lives,
Thanks,
trust
Graphite.
flowers. Yeah.
Well, you gotta still think though. It's like because of the way they run the show, they're still writing the damn thing as it's airing. So
Oh god, I just thought about something super fucking dark.
Mhm.
Walking into like your relative's funeral, you just see the flowers. No, they're still alive. I can
Aw.
prove it.
So just shake them. You wake up, you piece of shit. I know you're alive.
And
Wow.
I'm supposed to be the light in this darkest hour.
You are definitely not any form of light.
But yeah,
Okay?
no.
We are now in the darkest timeline.
Darkest sketch! Darkest sketch!
As I said before, Kiria wasn't the best character in Ex-Aid, but he was fun. Whenever he was on screen, I enjoyed him being on screen. He was a treat.
I like to say he did a good job keeping things light when he was around.
Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
I liked his whole lying thing. I thought that made a really interesting character. So, and because he kept everyone on their toes, and he's like, "Ooh, do we trust him?" and stuff. And I loved just when he was trying to prove so hard that Dan was Genmu, and then they fucked with him. So, and he just went with it. I loved when he went with it. So,
Is there anything worth saying about Poppy?
oh, okay. Well, let me. I will actually say that Poppy Pipa Pabo is my second favorite character in the entire
Yeah!
Ex-Aid. No, because she
Because
was
of
happy,
course it
she was
is, Lane.
cute. I liked when she became Kamen Rider Poppy. I thought she was underused for Kamen Rider Poppy, but it was just
I'll agree.
sell a toy, give her something kind of to do for a bit.
I'll agree that Kamen Rider Poppy was used less than it should have been.
My favorite Poppy moment will always be her fucking Jingle Bells song in episode 12. That was
Which they
fan-fucking-tastic.
did put out on the album.
I know, I need to get that from you, because literally, when that song debuted on episode 12, I listened to that clip 20 times, because I just loved it
I
so
still
much.
remember on our episode of Castranger for that week, because I listened to it recently, you actually said, if they don't put out that song on an album, you will be angry.
Yeah, I'd be furious. But yeah, no, Kevin and I are both in agreement that we both love Poppy Pipa Pabo so much, and she was fun, she was cute, and I just I loved her the entire show, and her death in quotes was really sad, and
It
God.
was sad until they fucking retconned it the next episode.
yeah, but I'm not mad about that because there was a good explanation.
Yeah,
for
of
it,
course
so.
you're not fucking mad.
No, but I'm saying I'm not mad because there was a good explanation for it. So
That you call that good? Man,
It
thank
was
God you're not going to
A
film
good
school.
explanation is not an excuse for something to happen.
eh,
Because there's lots of shit that did happen that didn't have good excuses.
eh.
also
I
you're
love
wrong
Poppy.
about the music moment being the best because clearly her best music moment was when she sang "People Game."
I'll
You
agree
know
with
what?
that.
Oh yes, that also.
I actually like that song.
and I liked Poppy.
Yeah,
as
it's not annoying.
Temporarily evil. I thought she was cool.
Palad.
Plot?
Oh, wait.
I am so... Sorry, did you have something else to say?
I was going to say something, and then I was like, no, never mind. That's mean. Never mind.
I am so glad that I immediately was correct about Palad. As soon as I heard him spouting about, Fate is like a puzzle, and I'm like, oh, is he gonna be the puzzle gamer? And fucking A+ on that one.
I mean, they did kind of sort of hit us over the head with that one.
I like Palad. He's probably my third favorite character in Ex-Aid. So I just liked how he always just wanted to play the game. He always wanted to have fun, and I I always liked every time he interacted with Emu because he was just always like, you and I are destined to fight each other, like, and then like we find out like, oh, they're both sort of the same person, and like, I loved once Palad like and Emu actually were working together, and Palad became like a full-on good guy, and just like love that line that Emu says to him. It's just like, instead of taking lives, now you fight to protect them, and like, just I love them working together. It was so good. I think love Perfect Puzzle, like Paradox Perfect Puzzle Gamer, like that's awesome. Knockout Fighter is cool, and then I also did like Perfect Knockout, like it's pretty cool too, and that's why I'm happy to own the Gashi Gear Duel, because it is a fun toy, one of the best toys in the Ex-Aid line, I'd say.
I think Palad did an exemplary job of fulfilling the mysterious prankster archetype character throughout the first 2/3 of the show.
Yeah.
It was interesting seeing him go good, but I think that once that happened, he became completely uninteresting. I think they didn't do enough with him on the side of good.
You know what? They pulled an Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once his story was over, he was done.
Yeah, that's a real fucking shame. So.
More or less, yeah. I mean, he was. I wouldn't really call him the prankster type, but really,
it's not that he actually pulled pranks on everyone, but he sort of fit that niche of like the mysterious character sitting on a ledge watching everyone, making mysterious remarks.
And I liked him when he worked with Dan, and like even though I hated him for a bit because he was the one who was responsible for Dan's demise at the start, he it was cool, and I liked that he was able to just pull a 180 on Dan and just be like, no, fuck you, I'm not going to be your slave for your shit. You're taking too long to make Chronicle, I'll just finish it for you and make it my own way. So.
But, yeah, no, he was a really good foil for Emu. Like, their back and forth rivalry thing was pretty fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
The real interesting thing about Palad is the fact that most of his motivation in the early show was getting Kamen Rider Chronicle so he could be the star of it. And then if you think about it, technically Palad was the one to defeat Gamedius at the end, so I would say mission complete.
Yeah, no, he did what he wanted to do, and that was to beat Chronicle. So, good for him.
Who else should we mention? Graphite?
How about Nico?
Well, we can do either. I just want to say on Graphite that I think he perfectly fit the niche of the honorable warrior character.
Oh yeah, no. If I had one complaint about Graphite, it's like, and this is kind of like in the show's aspect. I wish in episode 1 he just honestly at the start he just was his human form. Like I think that would have been better. I know they did the thing where it's like, oh, we see this human, oh, who's this guy? And then he turns into Graphite. We're like, oh my goodness. But, like, I think it should have just been, he should have just started out as a human form, because it's weird just seeing, like, these two characters, like Palad and Graphite. One's a bug, looks like a monster, the other one doesn't, so kind of weirded me out.
One other thing that kind of didn't go explained is where the hell Poppy and Graphite's human appearances came from. Since Graphite is definitely not based on Saki.
I think they could choose whatever they want.
I guess.
Like,
they're
both
why
viruses
is Poppy?
and
Wait a second. No, Chris has a point.
Before you mention Poppy, we don't know what Dan's mother looked like, but it's safe to say it's
but
not
like,
that.
he still stays relatively like parental in nature.
I swear to God, if we get a flashback of Dan's mom and it's Poppy's actor, I will be pissed.
No.
I don't think it is, just because...
Graphite.
Yeah,
just because
Graphite and Palette and all the other stuff there, but I just...
Well, Palette is a separate case.
Also, I swear to God, don't you think that if Poppy actually looked like Kuroto's mother, Masamune might have had a bigger reaction to her?
Well, Masamune is a heartless fuck, so who the hell knows?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's a thought then. What if they're able to take the form of any random NPC in the game they're based on? Hence why Poppy decided to be Poppy, the second character of Dorimifa B.
The thing with that is, because...
Maybe Graphite some random townsfolk dude
Here's
in
the thing.
Drago Knight Hunter.
Poppy is a different case, because Poppy People Papo is, in fact, an enemy character, quote-unquote enemy character in Do Re Mi Fa Beat. So
Yeah, but
technically,
here's the
Poppy
difference. That's not her human form.
Poppy is her Bugster form. Her quote-unquote
Yeah.
human form is just when she puts on a suit and calls herself Asuna, which is
Yeah.
not actually a quote-unquote human form. It's just her Bugster form wearing different clothes.
Why does Poppy get 2 forms?
Because we need a female character.
I mean, if you want to argue that logic, Dave, I would say, why does Graphite have like 50?
Someone in the Discord is saying Poppy's the character you play as, but that's not
No,
true. The character you play as is the DJ on the artwork.
Yeah, no, they've referenced Poppy herself as the boss character of the game, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause you compete
she's definitely
against
the character you're competing against.
her. But no, Graphite as a character overall, I liked him. He was cool. I feel like he should have just been there the entire series instead of just them killing him off and then bringing him back like 20 episodes later. So, but no, like I agree with Ichi. He was very honorable. He stuck to what he was programmed to do, and he like fought how he wanted in the end, and he went out like a boss. So literally,
He just wanted.
literally went out like a
as
boss.
the boss, as the boss character from a Monster Hunter type game. You know what? I appreciated that for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I would love for Graphite to somehow come back in one of the V cinemas, slap a driver on him, and give him the Dragonite Hunter Z armor.
There you go.
No, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna have him use the bug visor since he has that buckle on his fucking waist.
Exactly! That's the one thing about Graphite that bugged me. He had that belt on his first form and never used it.
No. That was just part of his design, and Dan built the buckle off of that design.
The hell?
But
That's-
why
that's
bother
my
if they
theory.
never used it?
No, like I said, it was just aesthetic. It couldn't Graphite couldn't take the bug visor and attach it to his waist. It was just Dan used that design.
Oh, you're saying that maybe the design of the buckle came
Yes,
from
that's what I'm saying.
Graphite's
That was the
design.
inspiration for it.
You know what? I like that idea.
There you go. That's what I was trying
I
to
think
say.
we might have talked about that before.
Yeah, no, of course. Okay, Nico.
Wow.
Nico was interesting.
I liked her.
I like how they decided to write in a character who is actually a professional gamer, aside from the protagonist.
I was gonna say, you can go fuck yourself with that one.
I'm
The main character is the better one because she lost.
I'm glad we got Ride Player Nico because, I wanted her, since, her debut in episode 12, I just wanted her to be, a rider, and then, they kind of teased us with it when she put on Tiger's Gamer Driver and tried to turn to Snipe, but she couldn't do it, and she infected herself.
I'm still pissed she never actually became Snipe.
I agree. I think, even because, you know what, it would have been actually cool if, when Tiger went Cronus or whatever like that, he just, was here you go.
Just have him stay as Cronus and then Nico becomes new Snipe.
Yeah, because, Dan could have just made another gamer driver. It's possible.
Yeah.
So, that would have been cool. But no, I liked her overall as a character, too. She was really cool. I liked her relationship with Taiga. It was really cute, and so I liked how fucking scared she was of Dan. It was hilarious.
Masamune.
Oh, fucking...
Best villain.
Lord Senior.
He's a really good villain. I'll give him that.
Masamune is to video game villains what Ryubei from Double is to comic book / detective fiction villains. He hammed it up beautifully.
Yeah, no, I liked Masamune, and just because he's so diabolical, in the beginning when he first showed up, to become Cronus, and just he had everything, he had everyone on a string, and just he could do whatever he wanted. And then eventually, just when Muteki came, he got crazy, he got desperate, and he just had to think of anything he could do, and then just push the reset button, and he was surprised that fucking actually worked, and he just
He
I
didn't
liked
press
how
the
crazy.
button. He used the ability, he had the ability inside of him. He just needed to get mad.
Well, no, he didn't know reset was a function on that belt.
Yeah, but it wasn't part of the belt. His eyes changed colors.
Nobody
and
pushed the
he
button.
did
He did
I
push a
don't-
button on the belt.
He pushed the button.
It is actually a thing on the toy version of the belt.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
he
you
did-
hold
he
down
pushed-
the B button and it goes
he
reset.
He pushed the button the second time he tried it. The first time,
Yeah.
the belt was busted and on the ground, like a good couple meters from him.
Yeah, and then he just like got mad and it's like reset.
He
Like-
got mad. The belt and the gasket were like 2-3 meters from him on the ground, and shit reset.
Yeah, because they had the gasket in their hands going, we have the master gasket, and he just got fucking pissed.
Yeah.
I remember he held up the bug.
He did
I
it in the
remember
second
seeing-
time
Yeah,
he did
the
it.
second time
could've
he
No, I
did.
No,
swear.
no, I
the
didn't
first time
remember-
he did.
No,
He did
the first time he used reset, when he was getting swirled up in the orange and green energy, he had the Zawai in his hand.
And then he's just like,
Yeah, that's
fuck
the
you!
case.
This doesn't work! Like, I wish we didn't exist. And then he held down the button.
Okay,
Anyway,
so if that's the
he
case,
was-
then how come
He
Poppy
was
can't
on
do
the
it?
There's
Yeah,
no reason
but-
she can't. Or maybe reset was something that was unlocked in the belt because of his like Bugster freak out.
who knows? And just, yeah, honestly, with how he, like, died and got defeated, I thought it was great that he just took his own life and was just like, no, fuck you guys can't save everybody. Also, I'm taking myself along with it. And I thought that was a great end to his character. And I just thought he was a great villain overall. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he,
not the best villain in all of Kamen Rider, but not the
No.
worst.
he did his job.
Yeah,
And speaking
and
of
also the fact that they're kind of going into this self-humor type of stuff with Kamen Rider now. Like, Drive had a self-humor boss as well, and like self-humor villain with Brain,
yeah.
where he had a lot of self-humor and a lot of like fourth wall breaks, where they did the same thing with this boss, with this villain, and I thought it was really cool because he literally like looked into the camera and fourth wall broke into everything. Like almost everything he did was a joke on either himself or on Kamen Rider in general.
I wouldn't go so far as to call it fourth wall breaks, but he definitely was aware of what he was doing.
Yeah.
He made a lot of actual video game references, like, "Oh, if you defeated me, I'll get my second form."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That moment where it was just like, oh, hey, they took him down. Wow, there's a little bit of time left on this. I wonder what they're going to do. Oh,
Yeah.
it's like, you guys know nothing about video games. Oh, crap, he has another form.
This isn't even my final form!
It
Bad.
is,
End
like,
to that.
all it took was him saying it once, and I was like,
Ichi,
oh,
what's that thing you got really annoyed with him saying after a while?
Bad
What?
ending.
Like, what was the thing he always said a lot that you...
Oh,
actually
the
never-
whole discontinue thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Nice!
the whole Zepanda thing was really intimidating and awesome the first time, maybe the first 2 or 3 times. The amount of times he used that line, it got real fucking stale.
Yeah.
Eh.
But no, I enjoyed Masamune and Kronos as a whole, so...
Yeah.
Great.
Ugh.
Props to his actor for hamming it up so
Oh
much.
god, yeah, and his fucking theme songs too, my god.
And
Mhm.
before we wrap up character discussion, one person I have to give honorable mention to is Mr. Amagasaki Ren. Lovelica, you were taken from us far too soon, my sir.
He's
No, he
the
wasn't killed
worst.
soon enough.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
buddy!
was there enough. He was there enough, if only just for the point that he had zero combat.
He was
potential,
there-
aside from the fact that he couldn't be killed except Kronos.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was only there to die so to give Palido
To show off what Cronus could do.
to
Yeah.
give Palido a sense of oh fuck we're fucked.
One
He
thing
was a jobber.
about him that bugged me is the fact that no one ever explained where the motherfuck he came from.
Because he was a jobber. He's
He
there to
just
do
showed
one
up.
purpose, and that's it.
He was only there to explain how King Crimson works. Like maybe 3 people will understand that joke.
And I
It was a
got
dude.
one.
Dan walked up to
but-
like a dude on the street, infected him with Tokimeki Crisis, and locked him in a closet till he died. That's it.
I mean,
and the
that's possible.
Yeah, you have no proof it didn't happen.
I mean,
No.
That sounds
He,
like Dan.
he specifically infected a person who is very nervous about talking to girls, and then locked him in a women's locker room.
No, he locked him in a room with that remnant data of Saki.
Oh god, it would make anyone turn into a goddamn bugster.
right?
Holy shit! I hope you become a good doctor.
Speaking of, I'm kind of sad that when the reset happened, that her data didn't come back like we were hoping, because that could have happened.
Maybe Masamune just said, "No, fuck you." Going
I
back.
mean-
He deleted her into time, just like he did with.
I mean,
the
maybe
again-
it did, because Hiro at the end is like, Saki, I'll restore your smile. So maybe she is still alive in the Ashit.
Yeah, again, Rave v Cinema.
Yeah.
I would be shocked if that doesn't come up in that movie.
So
That Braves v Cinema though, I like it.
So now that we've talked about the characters, let's talk about thoughts on the plot. Let me just start by saying I'm kind of sad, but not sad, that the whole super doctor thing at the start of the show turned out to BS. But,
Technically, no, it didn't.
well, the idea
What did-
was beat all
what
the
did you have
gadgets
to
and
do
collect
to-
them all, and you can save humanity from the bugsters, which turned out to be bullshit. But at the same time, I feel like the fact that it was a lie kind of got underplayed.
No, think about it. What did you have to do to summon Gemdius?
Oh, I
Collect
see what you're
Tenga
doing.
It was a
Exact
precursor
same
to. It was a
Tenga
foreshadow to Chronicle.
I guess, but not really, but sure.
Yeah, it totally
Well-
gets that far ahead sometimes.
Well, as I said in the Lost thing, again, this is probably something that they were going to try and do, but then, because they write these things as they film them, it got changed around or something.
Maybe.
That's the only explanation I've got.
In terms of plot, I enjoyed what it was. Like I said, this game has a huge, heavy video game theme, motif to it, and I thought it stuck to its guns pretty well, and it did a lot of game related things, and when people were pissed off or something about something, I'm like, no, that's what would happen in a video game. So
The show did a fairly decent job of sticking to and respecting its motifs.
yeah, and
I mean, they kept
that-
the hit thing for the entire show.
That said,
yeah, I'm
This
surprised
is-
they did that.
this isn't actually about plot. I was going to mention this when we talked about the action in a little bit, but I think that the show abandoned its gimmicky genre-based fights way too quick. I think there should have been more of that. The fighting should have reflected the genre of the game they're playing. There was some of it, but I think the Action Gamer forums could have had more platforming type attacks. Brave should have picked up different equipment. My biggest problem that fits into this category is Fantasy Gamer level 50. When he first debuted, he blew all of his spells in that one fight. I think what they could have done, which would have given the form a bit more longevity, was every fight that Fantasy Gamer participated in use a different new spell.
Yeah.
The only time he used anything interesting aside from his first fight was that one fight against Ex-Aid level 99, which he was barely even trying in.
Yeah, but then you gotta think about it, they have a budget, they have to make sure that they can keep to that budget and not go over it, so...
No, but my
they're
point
limited
is,
to
if
what
they're
they
gonna
can
put
do.
each of the effects in only once, then space it out.
Yeah.
So I have a little bit of a rant about that form. So when you guys are done, just let me know.
Yeah, but other examples of how they could have been more respectful of the game motifs is Snipe level 2 could have had more POV FPS shots. Snipe level 3 could have had something that looked like the HUD of a cockpit when he flew around. Snipe level 50 could have deployed ships around the battlefield, including the tiny little aircraft that it had on it.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree, but like I said, they had to stick with what they had, and I thought they were pretty respectful with showing off a video game thing. So, but yeah, in terms of plot, for me personally, I thought it was good. Honestly, sure, there are some plot holes, and there's some stuff that wasn't explained or shit that was retconned or something or not mentioned ever again. But not every show isn't perfect. There's no show out there that is absolutely perfect. Every show has its flaws.
The way I choose to summarize it is the show is good enough that none of its flaws are a deal breaker.
Yeah. So, there's gonna be shit that always upsets you, but, in the end, if there's more that you like than you hate of it, then it's a really good show. It's a good story, and that's my thought of Ex-Aid as a whole. Sure, there's bad things about it, but overall, I thought it was a fantastic show, and I loved it to death. So,
Raven,
Yeah, it was a... Oh, sorry.
for me, it does not beat Kamen Rider Drive still for my favorite series. Drive is still my #1 favorite, but Ex-Aid is in like top 5 for sure.
Raven, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I was just waiting for Lane to finish.
Why don't you give
okay.
us your thoughts on the show?
All in all,
It was fine.
I think
It was okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
The prophecy.
Yeah, no, all in all, with Ex-Aid, I mean, it was a definite improvement over Ghost, but...
What?
A wall drying from paint would have been an improvement over Ghost.
Yeah,
Yes.
anything would have been better than that.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
literally, I would rather watch Forza than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Even I have to agree to that. That's like, oh... But anyways, it's... Ex-Aid, as a whole, Ex-Aid was pretty good. I mean, the beginning, I was kind of iffy with the whole thing. The designs weren't really interesting me at all. Kuroda was a okay villain at the beginning and then devolved into a shitty villain when he fucking went absolutely batshit nuts. And then...
I disagree wholeheartedly.
And then...
didn't like him when he was level X.
No, it's you know what? It's Kuroda was a shitty villain at the beginning, but I got to admit, later on when they brought him back and he started working with the good guys, that he was good for that role. Like I actually liked him when he was just the nutty engineer working with the good guys. It was when he was a villain and batshit insane that I was kind of like, this guy is bullshit. I hate this. This guy's not even a good villain. And then Pallid took over as the villain, and it was pretty well okay for a bit there, and then just Masamune showed up, and I was just instantly like, okay, this is a villain. This guy is intimidating as fuck and really cool about the way he's going about it. And then Hyper Muteki showed up, and they devolved him into a whiny little bastard too. And I was like,
No, but it was, like I said before, it was interesting to see, like, what him in the state, because it was cool seeing him desperate and just like, what the fuck do I need to do to, like, beat this fucking form and kick my ass?
Well, even then, it was just like, he got all whiny about Hyper Muteki being involved at all, but somehow in between was never, like, sitting there all concerned about it. He just kept going about his preset plan, even though there was this nice, gigantic fucking monkey wrench in the works right there. And I'm just like, dude, shit's changed. There's actually somebody who can challenge you as Cronus now. Stop. Figure something out. Come up with a plan. Don't just keep fucking going like nothing happened. And then sitting there and whining about how... Actually. I just thought about that. It's Masamune is like a really shitty online co-op teammate. He keeps doing the same thing and then whining on chat about why it's not working.
Raven, he's an Overwatch.
Yes, he's
a competitive Overwatch player.
Yes. He just sticks on the same character, keeps doing the same shit, and then starts screaming and cursing.
Oh my god, he's layman!
Doesn't work.
Oh my god, he's layman!
The fucking Rider keeps kicking my ass!
Raven,
maybe if you stop using Soldier, you can beat him!
Hacking! Fuck!
Oh my god, it's real. If we just
he's fucking hacking!
Oh my god! Oh my god, Cross is layman!
I don't know who that is.
Why?
Layman's a guy we stream with on Wednesday nights sometimes.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Dave.
Exactly what he is.
Given all your thoughts on the show as a whole?
Okay, so I don't have a thought about the show in the whole, but I have a thought about level 50 that I was thinking about it since Monday, and I wanted to bring it up today. So, level 50, to me, the reason why people are mad at it, at least in what I've seen, is that he keeps getting taken over by it.
Oh, like, you're talking about Brave.
Yeah, Brave. And he keeps getting taken over and he keeps getting, like, possessed.
I'm kind of sad they didn't use that more.
But wait, this is what I'm going for.
Yeah.
But people are mad at level 100 because they think that it's too easy. But he doesn't have to mentally fight level 100 to maintain the power that it gives him.
Plus, there was the whole you have to be sure this is what you want to do before he could even use it.
Oh yeah, no, I get that part. But what I'm saying is, he had to mentally fight with level 50
With the fantasy
to maintain,
gamer.
to maintain
Control
of the powers that he was given. That's why he did all his spells at once, because he's like, oh, I can't keep this up. I need to kill everyone as soon as possible. Fuck it. I know how to spam. I use a P90 in Counter-Strike Go. I'm good. You know?
I'll push all of my hotkeys at once.
Yeah. Like, I have a button on my keyboard that says, fuck everything.
Hey,
there
David,
you go.
Question for you. Are you going to get the strong enter button?
Strong enter button.
Remember there was the one episode where Dan, like, was recreating Muteki and he just, like, hits a very large enter button?
I want it, yeah.
That exists! I looked it up.
Okay, I need it.
Strong enter!
Literally, look up strong enter USB button.
It's fucking great.
If I had room on my desk, I would have it by now.
Oh, I need that.
Face
I need
just
it.
put a picture in the chat.
Is that the actual one? That's not the
I
same
need that-
one. That's not the same one. There actually is one that says strong enter, like the exact one from the episode.
I need that button on my keyboard, but instead of it saying strong enter, I want it to just rage quit Alt F4.
I'm sure you can reprogram it.
Yeah. Because I keep slamming my mouse on my keyboard.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, I need that. That's what I need. Strong enter, but I need it to be Alt F4.
Just rage quit button.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
That would actually be useful now that I think about it. Just a big
But
button.
yeah, so when people complain about fucking level 100 being, like, boring and useless, it's not. It's, like, kind of like when you get to, like, level 100 in World of Warcraft. Like, you're there, you know what you're doing, you've played the game for a long fucking time, you know how your character works. You have he has the same abilities as is level 2. Like, he has the same sword.
No, but the idea was that it was a mix-up of the sword techniques of level 2 and the magic abilities of level 50. My problem is level 100 didn't show off enough of the magic abilities that he inherited from level 50.
I get that, and that makes that's a side point to what people are saying. Other people. I'm not saying about you.
People are saying that he should have had a harder time using level 100.
Yeah,
But
people
the
said that he
idea
should have
is-
had, because he had so much struggle with 50 where he literally, like,
But those
he
have
hits
nothing
and
to do
passes
with
out.
those have nothing to do with each other because those gadgets were designed differently.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. No, I was completely okay with how he learned to use it because the requirement for using Tattle Legacy was different than the requirement for using Tattle Fantasy. Yeah. And one other thing I wanted to mention is I think this show had a surprising lack of like henshin choreography / cinematography. Like, there wasn't enough of those that I would call tense and dramatic and well shot. Like, when they debuted Brave Level 100 and Laser Turbo, they were kind of underwhelmingly shot. Whereas you look at other henshins, especially in movies, like when Duke Dragon Energy Arms first debuted, and like that one shot of Tokyu Rokugo in the Tokyuja Returns movie, those are some of my favorite henshins because of how well they're put together and shot and angled and the music. But like, the only one in all of Ex-Aid that I would call that even comes close to being that level of tense and dramatic and well shot is Kiria's henshin into Laser in episode 12, because it's like super zoomed in and you can see everything in amazing detail and it's slow-mo because you know shit's about to go down.
No, and I was about to move into this one. My favorite henshin of the entire show was was when Genmu level 10 first showed up, because
that's another great example.
Because you see the screen go in front of him and you don't know like what's happening, what's that going to turn into, and then he just jumps out of the fucking screen and just like rips it apart. And just
That's
right there.
That's another perfect example of a debut henshin that is tense, dramatic, well shot.
Yeah, and he like
effective.
does like the like with the zombie moves. Then he just stands there and then does like static like and shows like zooms in of the suit, and then he just like stands up and says who he is. And
I just think that Ex-Aid didn't have anywhere near the amount it should have.
Oh, you didn't like shampoo commercial of Muteki?
It was stock footage. That doesn't count.
It was stock footage. That's true.
Which they only used the one time ever.
Honestly, one of the silliest henshins that I saw was when we like saw Mighty Step Brothers, and what happened was like you see him activate Maximum Mighty or Mighty Maximum, and then goes into the suit, does his little pose, and then jumps right back fucking out. And I'm just like, what was the point of that? Like, just have the suit behind you and you're good.
Yeah.
And the Mighty Brothers transformation sequence was cool. I liked when they had like the cinematic ones. Those were cool.
Yeah, that's another thing that, like, I know I was just complaining about Muteki being stock footage, but when the show started, those stock footage level up sequences, I really liked as me being someone who grew up with shows like Digimon.
Yeah, I'm sad like Bang Bang Simulations or like even Doremi Fabi got the Shaft for one.
The only
Shakuriki Sports should have gotten one. Like they all should have gotten at least one good stock footage henshin cinematic.
Like I don't even like Laser's level 2 one because there isn't like a wallpaper worthy shot of Laser's level 2 level up sequence. Everyone else
we got the best part of that level 2 though. Was the one I took for of John Tron. That's just still the best one. The best henshin scene
Where
for
he's
that.
wearing the red fucking coat.
Yeah.
But we got one for level 3 like Robots Action Gamer of Ex-Aid, and then they never used that ever again. I was really hoping to get like one of Laser level 3 to get to use as a wallpaper, but then they just dropped that whole concept entirely.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people liked it more than I think people were just like, get on with it. We don't care.
I don't know. I'm someone who grew up loving evolution and transformation sequences with shows like Digimon and Sailor Moon and shit like that.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it probably didn't help that they pretty much dropped level 3s after a while.
Well, that's beside the point. Anyways, Crunchman, you haven't had a chance to say much. Tell us about your thoughts on the show as a whole.
For the most part, I enjoyed it. It kept me watching as opposed to, like, the current running Sentai, but I'll stop there. One thing I have kind of thought about as we're sitting here talking is, like, the show kind of reminds me in a weird way of, like, FF15, which I actually haven't played that, so this is a very much outsider opinion. But it's like, I've seen people complain with like FF15 that there's like a lot of plot stuff that isn't fleshed out enough, even with like the extra character DLCs, which are and whatnot. And I kind of see the comparison with Ex-Aid, where like there's a really good core here, but there's like a lot of things that need to be fixed or fleshed out.
Yeah.
And like these VCNs we're getting are kind of like the episode character things that they've been doing for the extra people and whatnot.
As someone who has played FF15, I completely understand where you're coming from, and it is kind of similar.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 15 doesn't really have plot development other than, some main characters, but that's about it.
So, yeah, but still, though, like I said, I enjoyed the show, and, I would rewatch it, which I probably will at some point.
I know I will, because our friend Savage Caster, Tom, is actually catching up on Toku these days. He finished Drive and he loves it. He's working his way through Ghost.
And he's enjoying Ghost thoroughly.
But that's because he hasn't hit Adele yet.
Watch, he'll find something to like about Adele. Just you wait.
Wait.
This is Savage Caster we're talking about. He likes things that everyone else hates and hates things everyone loves.
The main character, one of the characters in Ghost is called Adele.
Yeah.
Please tell me you made one of the episode names Rolling in the Deep.
No, but I made Hello from the Other Side.
Rolling from the Deep Spectre would have been a great name.
Rolling from the Deep Spectre.
Like
in retrospect.
In retrospector.
Damn it.
Anyway.
No,
God, that was a really weird.
My point is that when Tom reaches Ex-Aid after finishing Ghost, he wants to watch it along with me, so I will absolutely rewatch Ex-Aid.
And I will join you for that too.
Let me just put this in perspective of someone who doesn't like Toku all that much. I saved the episode on an external hard drive. I saved all the episodes. It's on the same external hard drive as Kamen Rider Double and Gaim.
That is high praise.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
high praise coming from Dave.
Like,
Noble.
it's pretty good. I don't even have drive in there.
You don't have drive on your drive?
You bastard.
Noble.
I enjoyed Ex-Aid's story. I will say that, yeah, I kind of wish the 10 Rider Super Dr. Gachette thing was fleshed out more than maybe it was a foreshadowing for Chronicle. The characters were nice and all. It would have been nice to maybe see different forms for certain characters, like maybe give Kyria another form of like a different kind of racing game, like a boat racing game or like a jet racing game.
Yeah, they didn't flush out Laser that well.
I was thinking that I wish that there had been more different types of games, like a tactical game or a board game or a card game.
Hell, we didn't even get really any mixing of like gadgets, which like the closest we got was like Ex-Aid using Shakuriki Sports, but whatever, like Gemu and Ex-Aid are just color swaps, so...
Okay, so we didn't get that in Gaim either, other than banana arms and orange arms.
Well, in the movie,
that and
Gaim
the
used a
V-Cinema,
bunch of different
and in
ones.
the V-Cinema.
Yeah,
Eh,
that's it.
I know,
Just
but
saying, swapping powers would be more difficult than you might think. It could actually damage suits.
that's true.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
Like
have to
we've seen
remember
with
that.
Brave.
Yeah, Brave's suit is like permanently damaged because of something that happened.
Hmm.
So like, yeah. Just saying, we
Yeah,
didn't get very much of the mixing because the forms are made to work with each other.
Any other
Yeah,
thoughts,
see-
Noble?
That's the picture where the image is it's broken. See, look on his collar.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Yeah.
Really, the only other things I can think of is that it was a decent show. I enjoyed it. If for some reason I was asked to watch it again with like a friend of mine or something, I would.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy it. It's a very good sequel to Drive.
Especially because there's a thing Phase Core has done, because we talk on Saturdays with D&D, is he's got a couple of his friends that watch it, and their favorite character is Kyria.
How
And
far in are they?
They haven't got. They didn't get to episode 12 yet,
Oh,
It's-
man.
and then they got to episode 12.
That's like someone going new, like being new to Game of Thrones and being like, I like this character, and you just like,
Oh, that's why I warn everyone who gets into Game of Thrones. I'm just like, don't get attached to anybody.
I just tell someone I like Tyrion. Peter Dinklage is never gonna die.
No.
Well, we'll see. Apparently, the next season's supposed to be a bloodbath.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
next season's supposed to be the final season, right?
Oh,
that
and,
too.
and Phase Core just said that they still don't know that he comes back either.
that's
I
like
think-
watching Gaim and being like watching Gaim for a second time with someone who's never watched it. You feel like,
I like Hase.
yeah, it's like it's like watching it going, what is this? It's so lighthearted and really awesome. Oh
And
my
then
god!
episode 21 kicks in.
Yeah, then episode 21 kicks in. You're like, ah!
Ichi, do you want to know something sad?
Hmm?
I did like Hase.
Sorry,
Oh,
Chris.
I'm sorry.
Chris likes Sid, so
Yeah, I did like Sid.
I
mean,
like
at least
Sid,
Sid,
too.
at least Sid lasted most of the series.
Kaito
Yeah,
lasted till
Cherry
last
Energy
episode.
Squash.
All my favorite writers die. That's why none of the Ex-Aid
Everyone I
writers are
love
my
dies.
favorite.
Oh my god,
That's-
why didn't we ever make a lemon drop joke with Duke?
We did.
I think it sounds like something we would have did.
I gotta listen back to the episode.
All right.
Alright,
Any other closing thoughts on Ex-Aid?
It was okay. Poppy should
thought it
die
was a
forever.
Really, like I said, I thought it was a really good show. Is as good as Beat Drive? Absolutely fucking not. All you need is Drive. But yeah, if you haven't watched Ex-Aid, go fucking watch it. It's worth a watch. If you love video...
If you haven't watched Ex-Aid, why are you watching this?
That's what I was about to say.
Some people just watch this show just for the hell... Listen to the show for the hell of it, so...
We're funny, guys.
I will admit I did watch a lot of your early episodes just from watching Kyuranger and had no idea what you guys were talking about when you were talking about Gaim. So, yeah.
If you're a fan of video games and you're a fan of Kamen Rider, this is a show for you to watch. So,
if you're a fan of video games in general, please don't think that this is anywhere near a video game's plot, like at all.
Sometimes,
like,
it is,
the only thing that this has to a reference of video games is that, like, there are tropes of video game characters in the writers themselves.
Yeah,
but. As a plot-wise, it has nothing to do with any video game.
Well,
other
technically,
than
the plot was about an augmented reality game.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's a trope. It's all tropes and, like, nothing. It wasn't like Find the Princess.
Mm-hmm.
It was never anything like this.
Although that is the plot of the Paradox or Hyper Battle thing.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Hyper Battle and V Cinema, but I'm talking about the main show. But
So,
it's not like anything like that. It's a good show. I'd say watch it. I'd say watch it again with a loved one. Sit down and have a weekend. And it's really good.
And hope that there's still a loved one at the end of the show.
I'm just gonna quickly do this because Ex-Aid is over. Hang on.
Oh, I'm waiting.
Go.
I'm waiting for you to turn on a toy so I can kick Chris from the fucking channel.
Oh shit! Hang on.
Well, actually, I know what you're about to do, and one of our Discord fans wanted us all to end with it. So on the count of 3, we should all shout, "Game clear!"
Yes, let's try to synchronize something with 4 people over the internet.
It'll go splendidly.
Here we go. It's going to work very well because I'm going to yell real loud.
It's Amazon's
Keep
all
that
over.
hand on your volume, listeners.
Yeah, get ready. Here it goes.
1,
3.
2, 3.
Game clear!
Ow, my
Actually-
ear.
And you know, it's funny, actually, on my end, it would synced up perfectly, so if you do need it, I can just send you that clip. On my end, it's sunk. Like the
Anthony,
Titanic.
if the recording doesn't sound good, ask Dave for a better one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Covering my ass.
As much as I would like to continue this conversation, we've been recording for 2 hours and 48 minutes. Please, for the love of God, Chris, keep God away from the goddamn computer.
Well, he's not here this weekend, so. Anyways,
it's easier. It's easier than usual because it's not even in the city.
that'd be a neat trick. So, everyone listening and watching, thank you for joining us on this amazing year of watching Kamen Rider Ex-Aid. We're all, well, most of us, I imagine, are super hopeful for Kamen Rider Build, which starts this weekend. And we will get into an extra long discussion on our theories on Build after the first episode, so there will again be no feature topic next week. And then after that, it's back to business.
Build's gonna be a cool show. I feel.
And don't forget that you all can join the Discord server and all that's good, wonderful stuff. The Discord link will be in the description of the video, and you guys can come in and listen to the podcast live and chat with me and maybe Chris and Never Raven.
And Phase Core!
And Phase Core. He doesn't matter. Or Poppy Pee Popo Pregnant, who is going to keep his name for a whole week because he's an asshole.
Probably not me because I'm way too distracted with my own
So,
personal shit.
our good friend Dreamcaster couldn't be here because she's at Fan Expo, but with the release of this episode, alongside will also be released the Dreamcaster emblem merchandise, including shirts, hoodies, jackets, bookcases, stickers, laptop stickers, whatever strikes your fancy.
Oh yeah.
So, thank you all for listening. As always, the Castranger Hub website is castranger.podbean.com. Check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/rscastranger. Tweet at us at Ixie Studios. Check out the link to our publicly available Discord, as Mercury Caster pointed out. Don't forget to check out our merchandise website on TeePublic. And, of course, please check out our Patreon and consider pledging to help us make the show better for you and speed along the development of our actual video game that we're making.
And also, don't forget that today's episode was sponsored by Trojan Condoms. Trojan condoms.
Man.
Trojan condoms. Go fuck someone else.
I thought you were gonna use the slogan from the start.
No, I can change it up once in a while.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So thank you all for listening, and we'll see you all in a week. We're out.
Bye!
There it goes.
And now we've been copyright flagged.
This episode of Castranger has been brought to you by the glorious donations of our cast patrons, Oliver Nilsson, Joel Maroney, and Chris Laird. Thanks very much.